It's a busy afternoon of sport in Tipperary and for Tipperary on Tipp FM in both the National Football and Hurling Leagues, with live coverage throughout the afternoon here on Tipp FM. Thanks to Dan Kennedy for the last few hours here on Premier Country, while Paul Jenkins and Anthony Shelly are in Aughrim for Tipperary and Wicklow in the National Football League. Throw-in is at 2 o'clock. Let's get the latest from Aughrim as we say good afternoon to Paul Jenkins. Paul, good afternoon.
Hi Ian, and welcome along to a gloriously sunny Aughrim. In the last few minutes the weather has changed 2 or 3 times, but at the moment we've got glorious sunshine, which is great to see. The wind has come out like it always does up here in Aughrim, but we're still expecting a really good game. Results yesterday have probably helped Tipperary with this. So Carroll and London played last night. Carroll were top of the league going into that one, and most people would have expected Carroll to win that, which would have almost guaranteed them one of the two places going up to promotion for next year. London came to town though and they beat Carroll, which has thrown this group wide open. At the moment Carroll sit on top with 6 points. London also have 6 points, but they have a game more played than Tipperary. Longford have 7 points and Tipperary have 6 points. So basically, long and the short of it, if Tip win today and results go their way in other places, Tip could actually go top of Division 4, which is obviously brilliant with one game to play against Waterford. We're probably hoping for a favour from one of the other teams. For example, Leitrim and Longford are playing now. It would be really good for Tipperary if Leitrim could do us a favour there. Before we go any further, we'll take a look at the two teams, starting with the Tipperary team. We've heard no late changes, so we're going to go with as per programme. Shane Garland is in goal. Jack Harney, Owen O'Connell and Manus McFadden are the full back line. Mark Stokes, James Morris and Charlie King are the full back line. Joe Higgins and Paddy Feehan is the team captain, are the midfield. You've got Owen Craddock, Stephen O'Brien and Kieran Costello in the half forward line. And in the inside line is Cian Smith, Sean O'Connor and Dahi Hogan. So they're the team we're hoping Tipperary can do the business today. Looking at the Wicklow team, Mark Jackson in goals, Tom Moore and Matt Nolan, Malachy Stone, Gavin Fogarty, Owen Murtagh, Dara Fee, Dean Healy, their captain, Jack Corwin, Christopher O'Brien, Pádraig O'Toole, Kevin Quinn, who is the man that will be watching out for in a big way from a Wicklow point of view. He is the nephew of Kevin O'Brien, who's the only All-Star Wicklow have ever got. He won it back in the 90s. He is a great player and someone the Tip defence will have to be thinking about an awful lot. Just to finish out their team, we've got Oisin McGavner, Sean Murphy and Owen Darcy. So they're the two teams as we have them at the moment. Anthony Shelly was just out on the field, just walking up and down. The field is looking good. I'm not sure is he going to make it back up to the press box for us in time to get a quick word for him. If he gets up in the next 30 seconds or so, we might get a quick word for him. I'm not quite sure is he going to make it in time. Obviously it's a very busy day across Tipp FM, across our channel today. We'll obviously have the hurling kicking off at 2 o'clock and the plan is to come over and back between the two of us. Anthony is about 30 seconds away. Anthony, if you want to come in there quickly, I'll get 30 seconds off you. I know you've made your way across the field. Just give us a quick thought. What are you expecting from today's game?
I'm really looking forward to it. It's hard to know. We were very good the last day, as I said on Friday night. If we got close enough to that performance, that level of performance, we go very close to winning this. But with a young team, you never really know what to expect.
So we had a long trip up here, up to Wicklow. A good start is obviously going to be vital.
Absolutely. And to start, win it or kill it, I always say at the start of the game. Win the throw-in, set the tone for the game, try get a shot off in the first 30 seconds. That's always my mantra. If we can do that, we'll be, you know, because the Wicklow kickouts are very, very good. Excuse me, trying to get my breath after
we'll come back to it
across the field.
Just to give you a chance there, Mark Jackson is their goalkeeper. He's probably the most well-known player on that Wicklow team, a man who spent some time even trying to make it in the American football over there as well. He's back. He has 25 points in the league coming into today's game, and he obviously is going to be one to watch. We'll give the last comment to you. We need to go back over to the hurling in a second, but Anthony, how confident are you feeling going into today's game?
I'm, as I said, I'm kind of going 51-49 in our favour at the moment, even though most of the predictions that I've been looking at during the week are all saying Wicklow because it's a home game. But I'm very excited by the way this team are performing over the last few weeks. So hopefully they can just bring that level of performance here again today.
Brilliant, Anthony. Sorry for putting you under a bit of pressure there with a slight mix up in our communication, but Anthony's here. He's going to be with us for the afternoon. We'll head back over to Ian, but we'll be back in here and we'll give you plenty of updates on this match throughout the afternoon. So back to you, Ian.
Thanks very much to Paul Jenkins and Anthony Shelly in Aughrim for the moment.
Tipp FM's live coverage of the 2026 National Hurling League in association with Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors in Cahir. Drop in and see their showrooms, where an extensive selection of top quality tiles and wooden floors are available for all budgets. Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors, proud to back the Premier County on and off the fields.
And as you heard, also turning in at 2 o'clock is the meeting of Tipperary and Waterford in the National Hurling League at Walsh Park. Watching this one for Tipp FM Sport this afternoon is Paul Carroll and Ken Hogan. Good afternoon, Paul.
Good afternoon, Ian, and good afternoon, listeners. Welcome along to a windy Walsh Park. You heard Paul Jenkins say it was windy up in Aughrim. It's windy here in Walsh Park as well in Waterford. Skies are blue, but there's some clouds blowing in and out of our viewpoint here from the back of the stand, the new stand here in Walsh Park. Both teams are just finishing their warm-ups. Ronan Maher has greeted the referee, Thomas Gleeson, and the Waterford captain, Mark Fitzgerald, in the middle of the field. So the warm-ups are just finishing up. We do have a number of changes to go through. Noel McGrath will not feature today. He's been replaced by number 21, Michael Breen, who comes into the squad. Darren McCarthy drops to the bench with number 9, John McGrath, coming in to start, and Brian McGrath drops out of the matchday panel. As we said, Michael Breen will be wearing the number 21 jersey today. So basically Tipperary line out with Rhys Shelly in goals, Robert Doyle, Brian O'Mara and Craig Morgan in the half-back line. Ronan Maher is back captaining the team at number 6 with Owen Connolly and Joe Caesar either side of him. Connor Stakelum and Michael Breen are in midfield, but of course we imagine Michael Breen will likely drop back into the full-back position with Brian O'Mara going out to wing-back and possibly Joe Caesar partnering Connor Stakelum in midfield. The half-forward line, as it's named, is Jake Morris, a debut for Kevin McCarthy, and number 12 is Oisín O'Donoghue. And the full-forward line, John McGrath, Jason Ford, and a first league start for teenager Stephen Tobin from Carrick Swan. So big day for him and a big day for everyone in the Carrick Swan Club. This is obviously a fixture that means more to the people of Carrick on Shore, being on the border with Waterford. For Waterford, one change: the team that was named Peter Hogan comes in to start instead of Jack Fagan in the full forward line. They line out with Billy Nolan in goals, Aaron O'Neill, Mark Fitzgerald and Ian Kenny, Sean Mackey, Ty DeBorca and Shane Bennett in the half back line with Darragh Lyons and Paddy Levy in midfield, Jack Prendergast, Jamie Barron and Ruben Halloran in the half forward line, and Sean Walsh, Peter Hogan and Desi Hutchinson in the full forward line. 1 minute to the national anthem here, Ken. Massive game for both teams. For Waterford, this is must win. If they're beaten here today, they will be relegated back to Division 1B. Tipperary have a game next Saturday against Kilkenny, but they'll be looking to sew up and secure their position in Division 1A today and not having to worry about next weekend.
Yeah, definitely no holds barred approach for Waterford here. Last game before the championship for them. They have to go for it all out in a big way. I see Peter Hogan coming into the team, Jack Fagan, who we seen as a defensive player, coming out, so maybe they're going to go with a bigger attacking option. Breezy is always in Walsh Park. Disappointed Noel McGrath, who has been our foreign player. Willie Connors obviously suspended, another foreign player for during the league. So we have to make up the numbers here, but of course that's again compensated by the fact that John McGrath comes back into the team, and of course Mikey Breen makes a welcome return. His physicality and mobility will be needed here. A big test for Tipperary, but huge pressure on Waterford to try and save their status.
Yeah, both teams coming in here today off the back of back-to-back losses. Tipperary beaten by Cork and Limerick, although Tip's last game was 3 weeks ago now, and for Waterford they were beaten by Kilkenny and beaten by Galway in their last 2 games. So it is a must-win for both teams in the context of the league and in context of 42 days' time when these teams meet again in the Munster Championship on Sunday the 26th of April in round 2. So it is a big game for both teams. The pitch is in brilliant condition here. The sun has crept out from behind the clouds once more and has illuminated the pitch, and it looks like a fine day, but a big breeze going from left to right as we look out, and myself and Ken are located in the back of the stand in a press box that is very difficult to see out of, and you can hear all the clattering of the seats as we raise here for our Onaveen. But we will be having a minute's silence, of course, for Benny Kiley, the father of Waterford hurler Michael Kiley, who is named at number 26 here as we have it anyway. Of course, he passed away last weekend, so we're going to have a minute's silence here in Walsh Park.
Coaching teams within the club. Benny travelled the length and breadth of the country along with his wife Dolores, supporting Michael and the Waterford teams. Most recently, Benny attended our league games in Azzurri Walsh Park and Nolan Park. Benny was a loving and devoted husband to Dolores and a proud and loving father to Jack and Michael. Waterford GA extends its deepest condolences to Dolores, Jack, Michael and all of Benny's extended family and friends. Today we also remember Peter Thorpe of Kill GA Club. Peter played at all levels of the club and also served in numerous positions within the club, including vice chair and bureau. We extend our sympathies to Peter's family and friends at this time. Yet day grab anonymous Hadilash.
Well observed minute silence there for the passing of Brendan Benny Kiley. And now in Azzurri Walsh Park, it's time for Ronaveen. So ready to go for round 5 of the National Hurling League. Tipperary against Waterford here in Azzurri Walsh Park. Your coverage on Tipp FM with thanks to Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors in Cahir. And we say hello to Mary and all the gang in Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors. A reminder, we will be bouncing over to Aughrim in the next few minutes to get the latest of the Tip Wicklow game as well. But for the next 7 or 8 minutes, we're going to be here in Walsh Park. Referee is Thomas Gleeson, Dublin man, and he throws the ball in. Tip playing from right to left as we look out into the breeze. Waterford playing from left to right. And Thomas Gleeson has decided, well, let's just do that again. He threw the ball in and a massive ruck formed, and now he's going to try and throw it back in between the two teams. Both teams in their traditional colours. Tipperary in the blue and gold, and with the white jerseys and blue shorts is Waterford, who play from left to right. Blocked attempt there is swept up by Owen Connolly. He flicks it in field, looking to get it into the possession of Brian O'Mara. Ball just stuck on the ground. Now we do see Michael Breen gone into the full back line, and of course Robert Doyle back in there as well. And here is Oisin O'Donoghue in his own half back line, sending it forward, looking for Stephen Tobin. He has it out in his front of his man, into his hands, gives a hand pass off to Joe Caesar, and Joe Caesar's shot is high to the right and wide, but a good first inclusion of Stephen Tobin, Ken, out in front of his man, winning the ball.
Yeah, great opportunity there, and it seems that Joe Caesar has moved up the pitch as you predicted, and obviously Mikey Breen slotting into the back line.
Puck out, massive one by Billy Nolan, all the way down to the Tipperary 14. It's knocked to the ground dangerously. It's still there on the edge of the 14, but Tipperary have it, and it's Oisin O'Donoghue, Ken, who's way back there inside his own 21, so it looks like he's been deployed deeper as well.
Yeah, it deployed deeper, and he won a very important ball there because it broke pretty quickly.
Yeah, big puck out from Billy Nolan with the aid of the breeze all the way down to the Tipperary 14. You can see Rhys Shelly leathering this ball up the field now into the space, looking for the run of Stephen Tobin. He's beaten to the ball, but he flicks it away from his man now, and that gives Tipperary players a chance to come in and try and win it back. It's deflected off a Tipperary foot according to the linesman, and it is going to be a line ball out for the left-handed Dara Lyons. He's going to leave it off to his teammate Shane Bennett, just down in front of us now and about 2 yards outside the 45. He places the ball down now in the white helmet. No score here, a minute and a half gone in Walsh Park. Tipperary against Waterford in the National Hurling League. Shane Bennett just asked one of the Tipperary mentors to take a step back, give him a good bit of space. He gets a good line ball. A few players slipping, but it breaks now as far as number 10, Jack Prendergast. He goes for a shot from the sideline, and that is a serious score from Jack Prendergast. Out on the sideline on the run off his right-hand side, left hand on top. Sails it over the bar. 1 point to no score, Ken.
Yeah, 1 point to no score. Big breeze there. Waterford obviously are very conscious of the fact they need to push up, and to have Peter Hogan in there, and that's a massive start for them there, getting a great score.
Rhys Shelly surveying his options, goes to launch it long down on top of Kevin McCarthy. He knocks it down now, trying to get it back as far as Craig Morgan. Waterford getting onto the breaks in the middle of the field early, and they've got onto another one through number 12, Ruben Holleran. He runs into a bit of traffic, gets a hand pass off now to Desi Hutchinson. He plays it back the field. It's going to be a shot from distance coming from Peter Hogan, and Peter Hogan splits the post from deep, just on his own 65 central position. 2 points to no score, and Waterford looking well to start this game. Ken, Tip just trying to get to grips. A long puck out is won in the air by Oisin O'Donoghue brilliantly. He put forward now, looking for the run of Jason Ford, who has Mark Fitzgerald on his back, and the captain of the Waterford team does well just to get a little flick on the ball as Tig de Bourke clears his lines all the way into the full forward line. It's a race to the ball between Ronan Maher and Sean Walsh. Ronan Maher wins that race, drills the ball back towards Reece Shelly, whose touches in early as he gets it, fires it out to the centre-back position into the hands of Craig Morgan. He takes it on, hand passes forward to Jake Morris, a little bit over Jake's head, but he has it now. He gets through a couple of challenges, but he's outnumbered in the middle of the field there, and Waterford have won it back through Darragh Lyons. Hand pass goes off to Shane Bennett on the far side of the field. He launches one heading towards the edge of the square to big Sean Walsh, goes in over his head. Good defending back there from Ronan Maher, so strong underneath those high balls as Reece Shelly clears it out to Michael Breen. Down the line it goes towards Kevin McCarthy. Race for possession between him and Paddy Levy, and they both go flying into the ball, and it comes off Levy and into his hands now as he's trying to get himself free, and he flicks it in as far as Jack Prendergast. Prendergast floats another one into Sean Walsh now. He's one-on-one with Ronan Maher out in the corner forward position. Ronan forces him back out, but the hand pass goes to Desi Hutchinson, and Desi Hutchinson doesn't miss from there. It's 3 in a row from Waterford, and they're looking sharp out there, Ken. Tip just struggling to really work the ball up the field early.
Yeah, a couple of unforced errors there. Ball should have been in hand and didn't happen, so Tip needs to settle down, get a score. Joe should have scored that point, that great pass from Stephen Tobin, but we need to settle and get scores because it's early days.
Ball sent into a bit of space by Ronan Maher now, forcing Owen Connolly to run and try and get it off the surface, which he's failed to do, but now he has it in his hands, trying to get away from a lot of Waterford players in this middle third as Craig Morgan tries to break the lines now, puts the ball on his hurley, but it's knocked off his hurley. Kevin McCarthy trying to get it off the surface now. He's knocked to the ground. Ball's in the centre forward position. Craig Morgan is still there working, but it's Jamie Barron, the man to come away with the ball for Waterford. On his left now, he sends it long, looking to float it in over the head of Michael Breen, which he does, but Michael Breen gets back to win that ball off the ground. Hand pass goes off to Ronan Maher. Ronan sends it down the line. Good take by Jake Morris between the two 65s, looking to get past Mark Fitzgerald. Now he sends one long into the full forward line. It's 1v1. The one for Tipperary is John McGrath as he tries to get it off the ground. His man Markham doesn't have his hurley. The ball is still stuck on the ground though. No one really getting it into their possession. Connor Stakelum up there trying to win it back for Tipperary. It comes off Connor Stakelum's hurley and out wide for a puck out to Waterford, which Billy Nolan has taken straight away. And he floats it out.
Going back.
Yeah, it's going to have to be taken again. He had taken that before anyone, I'd say, had left
huge
the 21.
Urgency with the Waterford obviously situation with that huge breeze behind them.
Yeah, so with 5.5 minutes gone, it's 3 points to no score in favour of Waterford as Billy Nolan now takes his puck out, sends it long. Robert Doyle is trying to get there for Tipperary, and he does well on the 45. Hand pass goes into Michael Breen, the Ballina man, bursts out of defence, gets a hand pass off. Here's Jason Ford now, who's dropped back out into his own 65, plays a 1-2 with Jake Morris. Tip doing a lot of passing but not going anywhere, but a good take by Owen Connolly, and now Jake Morris sends it long into the corner, and it's going to stick up there in that corner, and it's a race between Kevin McCarthy and Darragh Lyons, both battling for the ball as it's stuck on the ground on the end line. Kevin McCarthy working hard though, and he's won it back. Kevin McCarthy from nothing gets a hand pass away to Robert Doyle, who's progressed up the field. He tries to float one across the face of the goals, and it has gone wide. It's technically a third wide for Tipperary, although that Connor Stakelum wide wasn't really a shot, but Robert Doyle really getting up the field there, Ken, but we're still without a score. 6.5 minutes gone. Waterford lead by 3.
Yeah, and Liam Cahill a bit frustrated there, the fact that we're working with sort of
big catch in the full back line by Ronan Maher off that long puck out. He caught it over the head of big Sean Walsh, and he has it now, and he plays it off to Brian O'Mara. He plays it forward towards John McGrath, who's been marked very tightly there by Mark Fitzgerald. And there's 3-on-1 over there, and it's Tyg de Burka who wins it for Waterford. Plays the ball short. It's hand passed into the middle of the field as far as Jamie Barron on his own 45. He launches this ball long. The wind has taken hold of that, and the wind has pushed that to the right and wide. The first wide of the day for Waterford comes from distance from Jamie Barron, but with 7 minutes gone, it is the Daysha who lead 3 points to no score. Puck out goes long again, breaks to Jamie Barron, floats on into the centre forward position occupied by Desi Hutchinson. Desi throws it up, strikes it over his right shoulder with a bit of class, and Desi Hutchinson has got his second of the day, and that is 4 points to no score. 7.5 minutes gone, and we're under the cosh here early, Ken.
Yeah, and Reece now he's going to settle down things. He has been trying to hit a few quick ones, and in fairness he's trying to instigate things, but now he's settling on a straightforward puck out to the wing.
Yeah, he's going for the run of Joe Caesar. It's come off him though towards Paddy Levy. Levy now just decides to kick it down the field, but kicks it straight to a Tipperary man, and it's Brian O'Mara in possession now, and it's now Craig Morgan off the hand pass from Brian O'Mara in a centre back position. He's a bit too lax though, and he's easily hooked, and the clearance has gone straight to a Waterford man, and it's broken into the middle of the field, and it's going to be a shot from distance from Shane Bennett just outside the 65. 45, and it's another one for Waterford. 5 in a row for the Daisha, and they lead 5 points to no score after 8 minutes here in Azzurri Walsh Park. Let's fly back to Aughrim to see what the latest is with Paul Jenkins and Anthony Shelly with Tipperary versus Wicklow.
Yeah, Paul, not brilliant news here either. Tipperary have also not scored in the football here. Currently it's Wicklow 2 points, Tipperary no score. We've played just under 9 minutes in this first half, and Anthony, you made a comment there a few minutes ago. It's like watching football from 10 years ago.
It is, yeah. We're very, like, we've had 90% possession. I think we've only got one shot off. We are playing against a fresh enough breeze. So Wicklow have set up at the edge of the D, and we're just going over and back across the field. Probably in this half is going to be hard to kick 2 pointers into that wind, but this is the first time we've actually tried to have a run at it there with Seanie O'Connor breaking through, but we're back out to recycling the ball outside the D again. It's been a really slow start from Tip. Wicklow they've had 2 shots a goal, one really good 2-pointer from Kevin Quinn from outside the 45, actually a really good 2-pointer.
Yeah, we talked about Quinn before the start of the match, a man who's related to their only ever All-Star, Kevin O'Brien, and he has been the marquee man today for so far in the opening Waterford. We played 9 odd minutes, but now Tipperary are on the ball. James Morris comes up to the 45, drops the shoulder, goes past his man. Things have opened up for James. He's on the edge of the 2-point D, goes back outside. Tipperary trying to maybe inject something here. Hogan, he's fast, he's quick, he's lively, plays a good hand pass inside the Tip, have breached inside the 20-metre line, and just they look to be making a bit of ground as a pull down, and there is going to be a free out to Wicklow.
I have to say, I thought that free was a free in. I thought the arm came in over the shoulder, and then but the referee obviously looked at it. Maybe Seanie was pulling the arm with him as well.
And it looks like the intensity of this game has upped in the last few minutes. It's now Wicklow on the attack. Joe Prendergast heading for the 45. Wicklow cross the 45 with a couple of bops. Back to Quinn again. Quinn already has a 2-pointer. He's going for his second 2-pointer. That looks pretty good. Is it going to curl in? Yes, it is. That's the second 2-pointer in the game. A real joy to watch when they do go over. That's Kevin Quinn. He knocks that over. It's now Wicklow 4 points. Tipperary no score. 10.5 gone in the first half.
Yeah, that's another excellent 2-pointer from Kevin Quinn. If I was Niall, I'd probably be getting Kieran Costello to go back and do a man-marking job on him. You've seen him. He's had 2 touches of the ball, 2 shots, 4 points. We need to get tighter on him, because if he gets it, he's going to punch us all day long.
A really lazy style, but very accurate at the same time. So Kevin Quinn now has all 4 points for Wicklow. It's Wicklow 4 points, Tipperary no score, and Wicklow have won that kick out, and they're on the attack again there. Going forward here, that's Matt Nolan. Matt Nolan comes up to the 45, and Wicklow are going forward here in droves. That's Oisin McGovern. He plays it on, and they broke it inside the 14. There's a shot coming in, a chance of a goal, and Wicklow have found a net after 11 minutes. They work it through 3 or 4 sets of hands, and then it's just passed into the back of the net, and that's exactly what Tipperary didn't want.
Yeah, we've gone with the same kick out, even though to 2 different sides. It's a big, long, floaty one. It's favouring the team that are attacking the ball, and Wicklow got the bodies around it, and then we're able to. They just sliced us open with a couple of hand passes and a good finish.
Really good finish there. Wicklow worked it through the hands and ended up with the ball in the back of the net. So with about 11.5 minutes gone here, it's Wicklow 1-4. It's Tipperary no score. We'll head back over to the boys in Waterford.
Yeah, well, Tipperary have gotten on the scoreboard here as the rain has come howling down here in Azzurri Walsh Park. Tip a free with Oisin O'Donoghue being fouled, and it was a point from Jason Ford for Tipperary and a point from Desi Hutchinson. Since we last were on air, it's 6 points to 1 Waterford lead. That rain has subsided. Mother of all showers came here in Walsh Park, but it has subsided, and Tipperary playing into a gale force wind pretty much here now as Ronan Maher sends this free long, and the shower has returned. Ronan Maher took that free on his own 45, and it barely reached the far 45. That's Ronan Maher we're talking about, but Stephen Tobin has won the dirty ball. Out there in a yellow helmet now is Owen Connolly wearing the number 5 jersey, as John McGrath has it back as far as Craig Morgan. Craig sends it towards Connor Stakelum. Tip trying with a short passing because they can't really strike it long into this breeze, and now it's into the full forward line. It goes looking for the run of Kevin McCarthy, trying to flick it out in front of his man, but it's flicked away from him by number 8, that is Dara Lyons, and Waterford have won it back as that shower now has subsided, and a loose hand pass out of the back from Waterford is straight as far as Jake Morris, and Jake Morris splits the post for the second point of the day for Tipperary. 1 for Jason Ford, 1 for Jake Morris. Hand pass went straight to Brian O'Mara. He popped it off to Jake, and it's 6 points to 2 with 12.5 gone.
An important point.
Puck out goes short now, and now it's going to be a shot from distance. It's an awkward looking strike by Sean Mackey, but is it accurate? More importantly, it's to the right and wide. I'm sure that wasn't the plan for Peter Keeley and the Waterford management team. But really difficult conditions now for the players as the shower has subsided, but it's cold, it's windy, and it's very wet under surface. Here's Craig Morgan, needs to get rid of this ball, and he has taken too many steps. There's no doubt about that. And it's going to be a free in for Waterford. And that's the difficulty, I suppose, Ken. Tipper trying to run everything because you can't just horse it down the field in these conditions, and they're running themselves into trouble at times.
Yeah, conditions are so tough, and Craig Morgan is finding it very tough on this side of the pitch. He put up his hurley, sort of, the ref in was watching for the steps and gave the steps. Now, difficult for
Ruben Holleran
as well, but again, he just has to coast it over. He doesn't have to have any great power with the breeze that he has behind him.
Yeah, so he's the pink grip on his hurley. He's a yard outside the 65 and only about 2 yards in from the sideline on this near side in the stand. So it's going to be a difficult one for number 12, Ruben Holleran. He's struck it fairly well, and he's struck it accurately over the bar, and that's his first of the day. And Waterford extend their lead now, 7 points playing 2, 14 minutes gone. Tip in arrears by 5 as the puck outs come by Reece Shelly down to the right hand side. So the Moycarkey Burris man is surveying his options, nothing on short, and now there is, as Joe Caesar frees himself in the middle of the field. The Holy Cross Ballycal man puts the ball on his hurley and now hits it long, and it's a foul there on Jason Ford, and there's no doubt about that. Mark Fitzgerald had his underhook on his arm as he was running out the field, and Jason Ford will be taking the freeze today as Darren McCarthy is on the bench. And that's a good, intelligent play from Tipperary. A good puck out, good take from Joe Caesar, and a good ball into Jason.
Take your time. Terrible conditions down here for the listeners. Like you don't realise how windy it is and wet. But Jason Ford, while you were away in Aughrim, he got a brilliant point at angle as well. So this is our first from free.
And over the bar it goes from Jason. Silvermines clubman gets his second of the day. So 7 points playing 3 now. We've 14 minutes 51 seconds gone here as the puck out goes short from Billy Nolan. It's at Sean Mackey, who controls it really well at his ankles, and now the hand passes go out. Jake Morris almost intercepts it, but Mark Fitzgerald comes out, plays a lovely ball forward to Shane Bennett. Waterford running really well, creating the overlap with Ruben Holleran, and back to Shane Bennett. He's going to strike it off his left hand side, and that's off the training ground stuff from Waterford as Shane Bennett gets his second of the day. Worked through the hands, created the overlap all the way up the field and slotted it over the bar. 8 points to 3, and for Liam Cowell that's all too easy.
Yes, Shane Bennett's playing at wing back, Paul. You know, he's attacking there. He's a new lease of life playing the half back line, normally a corner forward. You know what a game he's having.
Puck out is floated out into a bit of space, and that's really well done by Reece Shelly to get it out as far as Owen Connolly, who's held up in the tackle, takes the maximum amount of steps, so gets a hand pass away now as far as Joe Caesar. Joe Caesar's been pulled and dragged out of in the middle of the field, and no free has come, so Waterford have overturned Tipperary, and now Ruben Holleran's going to have a goal from the 65. The Waterford crowd like that, and over the bar it goes. Second one of the day for Ruben Holleran, and 9 points to 3. I think Owen Connolly can feel a little bit aggrieved coming out with that ball, that he wasn't awarded a free.
Yeah, definitely turned over. One arm held, the famous one now in hurling.
It just doesn't look right seeing Owen Connolly in a yellow helmet out there, but so is it. He switched out that white one in the first few minutes of the game. Something obviously happened with it, but here he is now, and he's looking to send one into the full forward line, looking for John McGrath. His man has fallen now as John McGrath is on the 21. He's at an angle though. He's going to try and split the post. It would be a difficult score, but John McGrath is hurler of the year for a reason, and he's put that ball over the bar, and much needed response from Tipperary. So 16 and a half minutes gone, 9 points to 4. Waterford lead by 5. We'll head up to Aughrim for the latest with Paul and Anthony.
Thanks, Paul. It is 17 minutes gone in this one. Unfortunately, the scoreboard doesn't make it for pleasant reading. It's Wicklow 1-8. It's Tipperary 1 point. And as you join us, Mark Jackson has come up to take a free from about 50 yards out. As I said before, this man has 25 points in the league so far. He's standing over this one, going with the right boot. Very little bit of a run up. Gets his boot behind that. As he strikes it, yes, he is. He strikes it in. Oh, he's not. Oh, he has. It's over. It's another 2-pointer. We've seen a lot of 2-pointers in this game already. When you were with us, Kevin Quinn got one. He got one before that. He got one after it, and then he got another 1-pointer. So he's up to 7, and we've only played 17 and a half minutes. Score: Wicklow 110, Tipperary a point, and Tipperary they're getting caught at the kickouts as well.
We're getting destroyed in our own kickouts, and we got away with one. Shane Garland tried to go short to the edge of the D. The Wicklow player intercepted it. It was Kevin Quinn, and should have scored a goal, but went for power and blasted it over the bar. But it is hard to kick it into that win, to be fair, but they are going to be rising favouring the attacking team. But we've got to try work something short,
and we have to try work something into Dahi Hogan. It looks like Charlie King tried it there. Dahi Hogan has been kind of instrumental in everything. Tip have done well so far in this game. Tip have got that one score. It came from James Morris. It was after good work from Dahi Hogan, but at 110 to a point, Tip really needs to do a hell of a lot more of that.
Yeah, and I'm sure the listeners would think we were making it up if we said that, like, Tip certainly for the first 15 minutes we had the lion's share of possession, but we were doing nothing with it. But once Carroll got started getting on top, and Kevin Quinn, there was a 2-pointer there from a sideline, and it was hard. It was absolutely outstanding. You don't see lads produce a skill like that every day of the week. We've got to get tight on him. He's their shooter. Get a man marking on and be disciplined outside, because you said Jackson was Mark Jackson was 50 yards out. I'd say it was closer to 60 in yards. He was definitely 55 metres out anyway.
And he stroked it over as if he was 5 or 6 yards out. But just to give Kevin Quinn 7 points, he's got two pointers from play and 1 2-pointer from a sideline, and then he got a normal 1-pointer, old school 1-pointer, 7 points for him. It's Wicklow 110, Tipperary a point, and it's Wicklow on the attack again, far side of the field, coming up the edge of the arc. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They have the breeze in this first half. That breeze is probably worth 6 or 7. Shot coming in from about 40 odd yards out. This one goes high into the sky and it's gone over the bar, and that's another score for Wicklow. It's now Wicklow 111, Tipperary a point.
Yeah, and another good score. Was it Quinn again got that? I think it was. But luckily enough, while it was 40 on the angle, he had just stepped inside the big arc, so it's only a 1-pointer.
Tip do need to do something quickly. Just Andy will head back to the hurling in 2 seconds time, but what can Tip do with about 10 minutes left?
Just need to get their hands on ball. Start winning a couple of kickouts. We won that when we got a free for a push, and we just need to keep the ball for a while and try get a couple of shots off at the other end. Wicklow, when they're on top of us, they are far more purposeful in their attack and play than we are. We're getting up to the edge of the arc and stopping, whereas we need to start when we get to the edge of the arc. We need to say, right, let's get this dead, whether it goes over the bar or wide. Just let's get it dead, and Shawnee might just do that here now.
Yeah, Shawnee has it in by the end line, gives it to Mark Stoke, who's right inside on the end line, needs to come back out for a bit of support, gives it out to Keane Smith. We'll stay this attack for a couple of seconds because it might lead us up, but just like I say that, the ball has gone all the way out to James Morris.
We're back at the half line again. Yeah.
They're firing forward here over the 45. Now there is a bit of space here. This is McFadden. McFadden needs a bit of support inside. Charlie King is outside. He gives it to Charlie. Charlie gives it back to James Morris. Now James, the only score for Tip today. Is he going to go for his second? He thought about it. Then he played the ball inside as far as Stephen O'Brien. Now Stephen O'Brien's been pushed out towards the corner flag. He's dispossessed. Tipperary holding on to it, though that looks like it's Shawnee O'Connor. He's coming outside. Owen Craddock now has it on the 45. Owen looking around him. He again changes the angle of the attack. Tip look like their tails are up for a couple of seconds here. They'd love to finish this bit of move with a score. They're down 111 to a point with 21 minutes gone in this first half already. There's a couple of options now. Now Tipperary have worked it into a shooting zone. Out as far as Keane Smith. Keane Smith, has he got a left boot on him? No, he doesn't. He plays it inside as far as Costello. Now Costello's going to go out and go all the way back to Owen Craddock. And as much as the enthusiasm I'm trying to give it, the Tipperary lads don't seem to want to take on a shot.
No. And in fairness, you mentioned it earlier, Dahi Hogan is the only one that seems to be prepared to take the game to Wicklow. He's having a go every single time, but he's getting bottled up, and then all we can do, I said it to you off air that I banned the word recycle from Gaelic football, but that's all. We've spent 21 minutes just recycling the ball.
Yeah, we're just on the edge of the arc. We just see if this won't go away, because Joe Higgins has it. He's inside the arc. Is he thinking of a shot back to Monis? McFadden tucks it on the right, then he goes on to the left. There is a chance of a shot. If he can get the shot away, he's broken his man, and the referee has done him for taking too many steps, and that just epitomises Tipperary's look so far. So with 22 minutes gone in this first half, it's Wicklow 111, Tipperary 1 point. Back to you, Paul.
And just as he come back to us, John McGrath has put the ball low past Billy Nolan. A short puck out to the full back by Waterford was flicked to the ground by Jake Morris. He flicked it as far as John McGrath. He took it on, had the overlap there, but off his left hand side, put it low into the bottom corner just past Billy Nolan, and a brilliant finish. And John McGrath has continued his goal scoring ways as Tipperary win a free outside the 45. So 22 minutes gone here in Azzurri Walsh Park. After 22 minutes, Tipperary 1-4 now, and it is Waterford 10 points and a free to come by Jason Ford as the sun is back here in Waterford, and is certainly looking brighter for Tipperary, Ken, in these last 5 minutes.
Yeah, what a super goal by John McGrath. Typical Tipperary turnover, hard work on the forward line. Jenkins slotted into full forward. Probably should have got a point, he did, but by God, he forced that error. But what a finish from John McGrath. Superb finish. Very difficult free now for Jason, near his 65, but against a howling wind.
Yeah, brilliant finish from John McGrath on his left-hand side, just on the edge of the 21, bounced it low into the corner past the goalkeeper. One umpire nods to the other there. That's a really well-struck free from Jason Ford, as the wind is still very strong here in Waterford that Tipperary are playing into. And it's Tipperary who have 5 wides, a couple of bad ones there. Jake Morris hit a couple of wides there, but he was so important in that goal. Billy Nolan opens up the shoulders, launches his puck out long, and it's caught high by big Sean Walsh. He's in for a goal, and he buries it into the back of the net. A goal for Waterford, their number 13, Sean Walsh. He's all of 6'6" or 6'7". He's a big man. He's lean. He's athletic. He leaped up. He caught that ball on the 21. Was in behind the Tipperary defence, and there was no stopping him. 1-on-1 with Reece Shelley. Low past the Moycarkey Burris man. 110 to 1-5 is the score now, as Waterford are back on the attack from that long puck out. And it's Peter Hogan in possession. The left-handed yellow helmet player in the middle of the field plays it back to Shane Bennett. He's going to have a crack from inside his own 65. And Shane Bennett, accuracy, his eye is in today. 3 for him as Tipperary look to the bench. Looks like Andrew Ormond might be introduced now after 23 minutes 52 seconds. It's 111 to 1-5, and it looks like Tipperary might be making a couple of substitutions. It's certainly Andrew Ormond prepared to come on, and not just yet though, as this puck out from Reece Shelley is to go long. It's going to break off Jake Morris now in towards Paddy Levy of Waterford in the middle of the field. He does his usual tennis pass back the field now towards Aaron O'Neill, the number 2. He plays a hand pass short now as Waterford are working it through the lines, and now Sean Mackey, is he going to have a go? It's landing around the edge, and it's knocked off the hand of Reece Shelley, but fortunately no Waterford man there, so Reece has put it down on his hurley now, and he's brought it out to the 45. Hand pass goes short now, and it's a good run by Brian O'Mara. A lovely step in field. Hand pass goes forward. It's a poor one as far as Joe Caesar though, and away comes Waterford, and shooting without looking is number 8, Dara Lyons. And he doesn't need to look, the goals doesn't move, and Dara Lyons gets his first score of the day. And it is 1-12 now, playing 1-5, and Tipperary making a substitution. Ken, off goes Kevin McCarthy, and on comes Andrew Ormond. So a disappointing end to Kevin McCarthy's debut here today, but difficult conditions as well for a forward playing up the field. Not a lot of nice ball coming in whatsoever.
Yeah, and against the breeze for Kevin as well, starved the possession, and we're getting caught in the middle third. Yeah. Losing possession, so many unforced turnovers, Paul.
Yeah, a difficult one for Kevin McCarthy. He's coming up the steps just below us here, and Tipperary have given away a free over on the far side of the field, and it is going to be a free out for Waterford. So we're looking at 112 to 1-5, 25 and a half minutes gone. Andrew Ormond now on the field for Tipperary.
Another unnecessary free, over carrying, and when you have John McGrath and Jason Ford inside to hit the ball to, they're starved of possession inside. Stephen Tobin really working hard out the field, but we're just breaking down in the middle third.
Yeah, we're certainly a few unforced errors there. We had Craig Morgan caught for overcarrying. Another call for overcarrying over there. Sorry, that's my microphone cutting out there, where myself and Ken are cramped inside a small little press box here, and it's all new here in Waterford in the last couple of years since they've done it up, but whoever designed the press box certainly didn't have the press in mind, because we can barely see out of this press box with the double glazed, triple glazed windows that are here. That's a wide from Waterford. I'll stop giving out about the press box now, but now it's been put as a point, so it was waved wide by the umpire. Then the other umpire disagreed, so I'm not sure who hit that one, Ken.
The linesman James Owens, I think, through the...
he had a good view of it over on the far side of the field. Paddy Levy has fouled Andrew Ormond, and it's going to be a free in for Tipperary. So you can see Andrew Ormond and Conor Stakelum having a few words with each other. It's certainly not gone to plan, Ken, this first half for Tipperary. 113 to 1-5, 26 and a half minutes gone as we await. Looks like Owen Connolly is going to take this.
It's so important that we just curtail him. Got that brilliant goal, but then a really harmless goal. Sean Walsh caught it beautifully, tapped it to the net for them.
Here's Owen Connolly now, halfway between the two 65s, standing over this free. Into the breeze now, number 5 on his back. Doesn't have his usual white helmet, as I've mentioned. It's the yellow one now, and he struck it very well, and he struck it just to the left and wide. 6 first half wides for Tipperary, just 2 for Waterford. That tells its own story as we see Waterford making a substitution now. Number 22, Peter Hogan, is coming on, and on comes number 23, Caleb Lyons. So both managers making early changes here in this first half, and it looks like Peter Hogan is kind of holding his right hamstring, so that's the reason for his removal from the game. And now Mark Fitzgerald trying to get on the ball, the captain of this Waterford team, and he has it now on the 65 out on the sideline. Oh, what a strike that is from Mark Fitzgerald. Splits the post. He really is a fine hurler, brilliant defender, but he's a risky hurler too. And he's extended the lead now 114 to 1-5, as we'll send it back to Aughrim before we'll come back here for the last few exchanges of this first half. But here in Walsh Park, it is Tipperary 1-5, Waterford 114. Back up to Aughrim.
Thanks, Paul, and unfortunately it's not good news here. It's now Wicklow 2-14, Tipperary 2 points. Wicklow got a really good goal a few minutes ago. Came straight from Mark Jackson. He kicked it about 65 odd yards straight into his midfielders, Dean Healy. He played it through, and Owen Darcy dummied the goal. He put it into the back of the net. If it had been a Tipperary goal, we'd be talking about it for a long time. The fact it came for the opposition isn't so great, but it was a really good goal. 2-14 Wicklow, Tipperary 2 points, and Tipperary have just got their second point through a free from Johnny O'Connor. And as I'm talking, Wicklow have down the other end of the field, take that shot on, but it has gone to the left and wide. And Anthony, just coming up on 29 minutes gone in this first half, really isn't going Tip's way.
No. As I said, we have, we've been so hesitant once we hit the big arc. We're just turning back, and I don't know how many times we've been saying, please don't come back out to the halfway line, and that's exactly what we did. Another kick out gone astray there. We were lucky enough at pushing the back. We went for the short kick out, but in fairness, that's what we should be doing. We're getting absolutely destroyed in the air in the middle of the field on the kick outs, both on our own and theirs, and so we have to take the chance every now and again, and we did that there, and we got away with it, but here's Owen Craddock stuck in the corner and has done really well to get out of it there.
Yeah, it does have to be said now. Tipperary are playing into a fairly strong breeze, but at 2-14 to 2 points, I don't know if the breeze that strong, but Tipperary coming in on the attack, and they have improved in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Sean O'Connor had a really decent goal chance a couple of seconds ago. He beat 2 or 3 players, shot low, but it went out to the left and wide, and now Paddy Fean is on the ball, gives it to Donny Hogan, really good fast hands. Now Keane Smith has it. Keane Smith about 22 metres out, turns out in the right mood, and he has put that one over the bar, and that came all the way, as we said. Owen Craddock was stuck down in the one cornerback position. They worked it all the way up.
Owen Craddock, in fairness, did very well to get out of there. It looked like he was hemmed in, and that's what we've been looking for him to do. Real positive attack. Keane Smith, Donny Hogan are, in fairness, anytime they get it, trying to make things happen. But at least when we got the attack that time, we were making sure we got the ball dead. That's much better from Tip, but it's a long way back.
Yeah, 30 minutes and 30 seconds gone. It's Wicklow 2-14. It's Tipperary 3 points, and again Jackson goes with a kick out for Wicklow, and he's got such a lovely stroke of the ball. He finds a man right in the middle of the field. They've worked it up as far as their other midfielder Jack Kerr, but he gives it back, and it's just Wicklow coming forward in waves now up to the 20-metre line, just working around there. The shot is eventually coming in. I think the man was hit late. It doesn't matter. He's put that straight over the bar. That looks like Padraig O'Toole, the man who scored the first goal for Wicklow. He scored another point. Now looking up that scoreboard, it's Wicklow 2-15, Tipperary 3 points.
This is an exhibition of kicking out the ball from Mark Jackson. It's like watching William Tell kicking the ball. It's coming like an arrow. Even me or you could catch a ball. It's come perfect height, perfect trajectory on the ball. It's absolutely superb, and he's setting up everything for them.
Yeah, it's a real contrast between the kick-outs. It looks like Shane Garrett is under massive pressure. Now he's kicked this one straight out of play, as opposed to Mark Jackson, who was finding his midfielder about 95% of the time, and Wicklow are going, they wanted to take that one quickly. But we'll hand back over to Paul and Ken for the last few minutes. But with 31 and a half minutes gone here in Aughrim, it's Wicklow 2-15, it's Tipperary 3 points.
Latest here in Walsh Park is Tipperary 115, Waterford 18. Waterford have been called for over Carrie and Tig de Burka, the guilty party there, just inside his own 45. So it's going to be a free coming for Tipperary. So 115 to 16 is the scoreboard read. Sorry, I think I might have said something different.
1-7 now.
So is his chance for Jason Ford, central position just inside the 65.
We must abdicate Stephen Tobin, playing very well on his debut, playing very well, and again forced that turnover as well. So Jason can nail this. We were saying that we need to keep it to maybe a 7-point game, 6 to 7 point game by half time.
So here's Jason Ford just on the edge of the D, hits it high, and umpires in agreement. That's gone over the bar. So 4 points for Tipperary. 4 points for Jason Ford in this first half. 1-7 playing 1-15. It's an 8-point lead for Waterford. And while we were off here, Stephen Tobin got a brilliant point out on the sideline. Another big puck out now from Billy Nolan all the way to the edge of the square. It's knocked down, but wise to it there was Ronan Maher, who's had a fine return to action here in this first half. His out ball is to Joe Caesar. His hand passes forward to Craig Morgan. Craig down the line now looking for Stephen Tobin, who's out in front of his man. His touch is just a little bit off as Waterford now get back in possession. Aaron O'Neill hand passes it back now towards Dara Lyons, and he sends this long to the corner looking for the goal scorer, Sean Walsh. Big rangy forward now as he has it. He gets pushed out to the sideline by Ronan Maher. He takes the maximum amount of steps. He's still going, and he's going to get a shot away. It's blocked down brilliantly though by Brian O'Mara, and it's going to go in as far as goalkeeper Rhys Shelley. Plays it out to the fullback on this occasion is Robert Doyle. He plays it back now to the right corner back on this position is Jake Morris, would you believe? And Jake now opens up his shoulders and launches this ball long, but the wind takes that and pushes it out over the sideline. So really difficult for Tipperary against this breeze, as the scoreboard reads with 33 minutes exactly gone, 1:15 to 1-7. So an 8-point lead for Waterford.
Yeah, this couple of minutes now are crucial for Tip, you know, to hold some way and stay in the game, because that is a considerable wind. But again, winds can blow up and blow down, you know. So
here's Paddy Levy taking this sideline. He's a real unique hurler as he sends this ball along. It's a really good sideline. It's over the head, and a couple of Tipperary defenders left it for each other, and in came number 7 Shane Bennett to take it, and he has just not put a foot wrong. 4 points from play for Shane Bennett. His back to goal spinning as he struck it over his shoulder, and he's dissected the post here. 1:16 to 1-7 now. Waterford lead by 9. Minute and a half to go. Ken, Tipperary needs something before the half.
yeah, he's one to watch for the championships, Shane Bennett. He's been the main playmaker from a half-back. A new lease of life for him.
Tipperary go through the hands and work it out as far as Owen Connolly on that far side. He's going to take on Sean Walsh, try and get a hand pass away, and it's eventually volleyed away by Owen Connolly as it got caught up in the air. But Waterford have won it back in their own half-back line. Working hard there is Joe Caesar, but he can't get it away from Callum Lyons, who plays a lovely ball to the centre forward position to Jamie Barron. Barron has it now, and he hand passes it back out to Desi Hutchinson. Desi only needs a half a step, and he's been afforded 2 or 3 steps there, and he's sent over his 5th point from play. So Waterford really all over Tipperary in this first half, and it is now 1:17 to 1-7. 34 and a half minutes gone as we look at the 4th official. Just the 1 minute of additional time to come in this first half. Puck out from Rhys Shelley, finds a bit of space where Andrew Ormond is in the middle of the field. He's spun out of a couple of tackles, and he had broken free, but the referee had brought it back for a free. So no advantage played there by Thomas Gleeson, the Dublin referee from the Neve Finbarra club.
You need to get a score before half time. That 10-point game out of reach if you don't be careful.
Here's Owen Connolly, halfway between the 265s and out on the sideline. Hits this high, and it's going to drop short in around the 14. Paddy Levy's underneath it for Waterford. He can't get it in his grasp though. There's bodies on the ground, there's balls on the ground, and it's John McGraw kicks it out now towards Andrew Ormond, and he's not going to flirt with the goal. He's just going to put it high and put it over the bar. Andrew Ormond gets his first score of the game since coming on for Kevin McCarthy in this first half, and with about 30 seconds to go, it's 1:17 to 1-8 here in this first half. Waterford now, we're probably going to get one more play, only 30 seconds gone at the additional minute to come. Billy Nolan surveying his options, goes long, lovely puck out to Callum Lyons, and it's a brilliant take by him. He just loses his footing though and runs out of room. It's gone out over the sideline, and Peter Creeley is absolutely furious with the linesman, and I've really never seen, he's so animated. He's throwing his arms at the ground, he's roaring and shouting at the linesman who's only about a yard away from him. And geez, I would not like to get on the wrong side of Peter Creeley,
No,
Ken.
you do not. I know from experience.
Jeez, I feel bad for the linesman now. Peter Creeley's nearly chasing him down the line as well. The 4th official is doing his job to try and calm things down. But he's red in the face. He's furious, is Peter Keeley. But his team are up by 9 points.
And Queely would be very straight and honest.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, I wasn't sure that was gone over the line, but both Peter Creeley and the umpire linesman had a much better view than we have up here. That's most people in Walsh Park have a better view than we have here. But here's Conor Stakelum, gets a short pass away to Jason Ford, who's running in along the 14, trying to get himself free to get a shot away. Gets stopped to Stephen Tobin. Stephen Tobin gets his 2nd point of the game. He's looking very good here in this game so far, and that's a big score for Tipperary. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on off the ball in the full forward line, and I think referee Thomas Gleeson might call it that for the first half. Just pushing and shoving, nothing major. and the referee just telling everyone to leave it off, and we'll get into the dressing room for half time. But an important score there, Ken, and Stephen Tobin second of the game.
That makes Peter Queedy even more animated.
If that is possible. But there is the half time whistle, 117-19. Peter Queedy is still gesturing towards the sideline there, but it is 117-19. Waterford lead by 8. Ken, is it an 8-point lead? Where would you kind of rank that Tipperary first half?
Not a good first half. I'd say Liam and Mikey Beavens are very frustrated at the fact that all our problems emanate from the middle third of the pitch, or half back line trying to work the ball out, getting caught in possession, putting it back over the bar. And in actual fact, it's from a very situation where we're 11 points down, now we're 8 points down. So from that perspective, I'm glad that it's an 8-point game. It looked like a 10-11 point game for a long time there.
Yeah.
Those 2 points before half time are absolutely critical now. And Tip are going in. Liam will, I'm sure, pep up his charges. Andrew Aughrim definitely has added and getting a good point from his assist from John McGrath. Thank God we got that goal, kept us in the hunt. But overall, the Waterford half back line, young Mackey, Sean Mackey, Tyg de Burka, and of course Shane Bennett with 4 points from play.
Yeah.
Absolutely dominating the scene there.
So let's hope Tipperary will have the aid of the breeze in the second half, but Waterford will have an 8-point lead to start the second half. 117-19 is the half-time score here in Azzurri Walsh Park. We're going to take a quick ad break. We'll have half-time analysis from both here in Walsh Park and from Aughrim after these.
Tipp FM's live coverage of the 2026 Alliance Hurling League in association with Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors in Cahir. Drop in and see their showrooms, where an extensive selection of top quality tiles and wooden floors are available for all budgets. Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors, proud to back the Premier County on and off the fields.
Tipp FM's Premier Play with Supermax. When it comes to great taste, we don't cut corners. The Supermax grilled chicken sandwich with 100% fresh Irish chicken breast, cooked to order, and only 350 calories. What's not to love?
Tipp FM's live coverage of the Alliance Football League comes in association with John Kennedy Motors, main Toyota dealers Clonmel. Come in to see the full range of new hybrid and plug-in hybrid cars, along with our large range of used cars, here at John Kennedy Motors, Clonmel.
Is braling a bheith getalt?
Bí mit de hir a getalt mar go éonmuid.
Barry wadling etalt as airfort na shunna.
Tá sé Harva áisiúil gan daus. Tá seca slánda le éasca.
Agus tá an chorclás tefamach den doras.
Is féidir le etalt go leor áitina iontacha.
An roiv Madrid, Frankfurt.
Cad is Maguni?
Is sé airfort na shunna an áit is fear le hetalt as.
Luby Tiles and Interiors Ross Gray are celebrating 25 years in business with a massive sale starting March 18th. From March 18th to 28th, enjoy huge reductions across stock items, many reduced to clear. Get up to 50% off tiles, up to 40% off laminates, and up to 30% off bathroom wear. Plus, during the sale, they're giving away a €500 voucher every single day to spend in store. The 25-year celebration massive sale starting March 18th at Luby Tiles and Interiors Ross Gray. See Facebook and Instagram for details. Terms apply.
This Mother's Day, let the one you love unwrap Lindor. Irresistibly smooth melting chocolate from the Lindt Master Chocolatier. Give the gift of bliss this Mother's Day. You choose the moment, we'll provide the bliss. Lindor from Lindt.
Tipp FM's live coverage of the Alliance Football League comes in association with John Kennedy Motors, main Toyota dealers Clonmel. Come in to see the full range of new hybrid and plug-in hybrid cars, along with our large range of used cars, here at John Kennedy Motors, Clonmel.
Tipp FM's live coverage of the 2026 Alliance Hurling League in association with Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors in Cahir. Drop in and see their showrooms, where an extensive selection of top quality tiles and wooden floors are available for all budgets. Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors, proud to back the Premier County on and off the fields.
And you're very welcome back to Azzurri Walsh Park. Paul Carroll with Ken Hogan alongside me, and it is half-time of this National Hurling League encounter between Tipperary and Waterford, and it is the home team Waterford with an 8-point half-time lead, 117-19. We've seen a lot in that first half. We've seen pretty much all 4 seasons. It's sunny here now, but it still remains windy. Of course, we've a simultaneous broadcast here on Tipp FM this afternoon with Tipperary playing Wicklow in the National Football League. We'll head to Paul Jenkins and Anthony Shelly in just a few moments' time, but Ken Hogan is standing here in the press box beside me, and Ken, it's been a disappointing first half for Tipperary. Yes, they are against the breeze, but they're not playing well out there. There's a lot of hesitation, there's a lot of indecision kind of with hand passes and working the ball through, so it needs to be much improved in the second half.
Yeah, and it's a strange situation that our full forward line actually our most effective line on scraps.
Yeah.
John with 1-1, Jason with a couple of points in play, Stephen Tobin, a couple of assists and a point, two points in play, which is excellent considering what they've got. But as I mentioned already, we just seem to be breaking down with the ball. We're maybe overdoing play. Obviously, we're against the breeze. It's very strong. I think, the second half, our forward line will just have to be a little bit more direct, give the ball to the guys that are the threats inside, that have already mentioned. Obviously, there was 10 points in the game, a couple of crucial things. Obviously, line ball that Peter Creedy contested. But, Stephen Tobin, great point. Andrew Ormond, super point. Great work by John McGrath. He's keeping us in the hunt. It's not that lead. It's not an unassailable lead. I think from our perspective, we just get to put the points in the board, but we're always capable of getting that goal. But Waterford seem to have more urgency, more pace, quickness. We seem to be still in that midwinter type training, not as quick and not as agile as we usually are. But having said that, we're still in the hunt. That's the important thing to remember.
Yeah, 117-19 is the half-time score. Waterford leading Tipperary by 8 in this National Hurling League encounter. Let's head back up to Aughrim and get some half-time analysis where Tipperary are playing Wicklow in the National Football League with Paul Jenkins and Anthony Shelley.
Thanks, Paul, and not easy to do half-time analysis on this, unfortunately. It's Wicklow 2-15, Tipperary 3 points. We're just looking at the table there, and we were hoping for results. We said this before they started to go our way. We wanted Leitrim to do us a favour and beat Longford. They're actually winning by 5 points at the moment, so if Tip could do their job here, they're down by 18 points. What can they do in the second half, Anthony?
Pray. It has been poor enough. Now, to be fair, the wind is stronger than we probably were giving it credit for. We see Stephen O'Brien taking a 45, and normally when Stephen's taking a 45, it really is only a flick of an ankle for him. Like he can do it from one step. He took 5-6 steps back, connected with it lovely. We thought, is it going over, is it going wide? And it actually, you could see the wind catching it, and it dropped outside the 6-yard box. So it is a really, really strong wind. But whether it's an 18-point wind, I don't think so. All we can do is probably throw the shackles off, because we have played with the handbrake and in reverse there in the first half. So we need to put it at the fifth and just go at it. And if the 2-point shot is on, not worry about stats, shooting efficiency, anything like that. Just get the shots off, because we're not going to hold them scoreless, so they're going to score 4 or 5 points against the wind. So if you have to have any chance, get the shots off, and once you do that and start getting a bit of momentum, maybe a goal chance or two would open up. It did when we ran at them there in the first half. 1 or 2, Mark Jackson pulled off a really good save from when we were off air from Keane Smith, and Johnny O'Connor had one that was dragged wide, even though he was being fouled as he kicked it. So does a glimmer of hope, but it's a long way in the distance.
Yeah, and his only glimmer. Charlie King actually hit the post as well. Now, might have been a shot that was heading over the crossbar and dropped a bit short, but it was a 3 half-goal chances, you could say. 1 good save, as you said, and off the post, and then one that just went wide. The big difference, I suppose, is Wicklow have 5 2-pointers. Their goalie Mark Jackson has 2, and Kevin Quinn, their number 12, has 3. That's 10 points straight away. Tip have none. They haven't really had a shot even at one. Now the breeze was nearly too strong to try it. But in this second half, if they knocked over 2 or 3 2-pointers, 4 2-pointers even, the game could change. They need to, as you said, take a couple of shots on. Who should we be looking at to maybe take on those 2-pointers in the second half?
Well, it's usual suspects. You have Keane Smith and Shawnee O'Connor, obviously, and Stephen O'Brien. If we can get them on the ball outside the arc and just get the shots off, they have it in their locker all day long to kick the 2-pointers. But and in the first half, we went 4 minutes without a Wicklow player touching the ball, but we never got a shot off a goal. We just went over and back. If we could get that sort of possession in the second half. Now, to be fair, Wicklow did, get 12 men behind the ball covering the arc, so we couldn't break through. And you couldn't shoot from outside the arc against that wind. But if we could get that type of possession in the first few minutes of this game and get a couple of 2-point efforts off, and they don't all have to be 2-pointers. You don't have to go for broke from the start, but just try get as many shots as a goal as possible in this half and see where it takes us.
And just looking at the bench there, I suppose, coming off the bench, there's a couple of players you'd expect to make a bit of introduction. Paddy Creedon has been added to the squad late. He replaced Luke Poole. He'll be wearing number 17. Is there a chance you could see him, a big physical man in around the square, or who would you expect to see?
Yeah, well, if Paddy comes on, as you said, a big physical man, he get the ball, he can open up passageways that could create goal chances. And of course, my old favourite Mark Russell is on the bench. When you need 2-pointers, that's where I'd be looking. Nobody better in Tip to kick 2-pointers than Mark Russell.
Yeah, thanks very much, Andy. We're going to have to take a quick break. Of course, we'll be back with full coverage of the Waterford Tip hurlers, and we'll be bringing you updates here from Aughrim. Tip against Wicklow in the football. Just to bring you update on the half-time score here, it's Wicklow 2-15, Tipperary 3 points.
Tip FM's live coverage of the Allianz Football League comes in association with John Kennedy Motors, main Toyota dealers Clonmel. Come in to see the full range of new hybrid and plug-in hybrid cars, along with our large range of used cars, here at John Kennedy Motors, Clonmel.
Tip FM's Premier Play with Supermax and Papa John's. Craving pizza? Choose only the best with Papa John's freshly made, deliciously hot and loaded with premium ingredients. Every slice a perfect bite. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Good morning, Tipperary. Back tomorrow morning from 6.
Tip FM.
If you like a little drama in your life, there's a whole lot to choose from in Holy Cross.
Action!
The County Tipperary Drama Festival runs from Friday, March 20th to the 28th at St. Michael's Hall, Holy Cross, featuring a superb programme of entertainment with plays written by renowned Irish and international playwrights, performed by the best amateur groups around the country. Curtain up nightly at the brand new time of 8 p.m. Season tickets €70 or nightly €15 with €12 concessions. See Facebook or visit tipperarydrama.ie for the full lineup.
St. Patrick's Day festivities are back. Celebrate safely by putting water safety first. Never mix alcohol with aquatic activities. Wear a life jacket on or near water. Stay away from edges. Keep swims short and warm up fast. This is Water Safety Ireland. For advice, visit watersafety.ie. Supported by the Government of Ireland.
It's the final week of the Steaklam's Expert Electrical Spring Sale with super savings on home and kitchen appliances. Get 10% cash back on large kitchen appliances, plus amazing clearance offers on selected fridges, dishwashers, washing machines, ovens and more. Plus save 10% on small kitchen appliances and extra special offers on selected vacuums, TVs, laptops, coffee machines and more. Visit Steaklam's Expert Electrical Racecourse Retail Park, Thurles, open Monday to Saturday, or shop online at steaklams.ie. 10% cash back is given a store card or online voucher. Exclusions and terms and conditions apply. Tip FM's live coverage of the 2026 Allianz Hurling League in association with Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors in Cahir. Drop in and see their showrooms, where an extensive selection of top quality tiles and wooden floors are available for all budgets. Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors, proud to back the Premier County on and off the fields.
And you're very welcome back to Azzurri Walsh Park here in Waterford. Tipperary taking on the Daisha in the National Hurling League. Paul Carroll with Ken Hogan alongside me. It is 117-19 to Waterford at the half-time mark. And we also, of course, have simultaneous broadcasting of the Tipperary versus Wicklow game in Aughrim that will be flying back and forth too throughout this second half. But here in Waterford, the sun has been going in and out behind the clouds. It's very windy. Tip will be playing with the breeze in the second half. And Ken, how do you kind of prepare a team coming out with the breeze down by 8 points? Do you know, there's a temptation there to just shoot from distance or maybe try and chase goals, but it's probably more so maybe just take your points as they come, as you do have that advantage of the breeze, and kind of let that play out throughout the half rather than trying to get it all back in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, there's more urgency needed, definitely. I think that's what they'll be looking for, more intensity. The first 10 minutes is going to be important, those first few minutes, that we get the couple of scores. get the throw in, get the couple of scores and take it from there, because the more it gets out of size, or you get 7 or 8, you can get anxious. But this is an experienced group of players, particularly our forwards. They know how to shoot. Definitely Willie Connors, Noel McGrath. On a day like today, Noel McGrath be plucking points off, as you well know, even against Limerick on a well-beaten team. He was plucking the points away. And we need that in that middle third of the pitch, and hopefully we have enough players to do that, because the 4 points that Shane Bennett got have been invaluable for Waterford.
So both teams come out the tunnel at the far side of the field at the exact same time, which is probably not what the stewards or organisers wanted, but everyone has behaved themselves and everyone's back out on the field. We'll keep an eye out for any half-time substitutions. It does look like Gearóid O'Connor is on the field over on the far side of the field. It does, number 23, Gearóid O'Connor, is on the field. So we'll see who he has come on in place of, and we'll look elsewhere around the field. Looks like Owen Connolly, Joe Caesar has gone off. He's running off the field here. So Owen Connolly has his his white helmet back, and it looks like that is the substitution. So Gearóid O'Connor on for number 7, Joe Caesar. So Gearóid O'Connor, Ken, obviously didn't feature much in the back half of last year, and will be looking to prove a point here as well.
Yeah, and what a top-class Fitzgibbon player he was, so he'll be matched to prove a point.
So, ball is thrown in. It's interesting to note Oisin O'Donoghue, who's been playing wing back here today, and here is Gearóid O'Connor onto the ball straight away, and he breaks the tackle now and strikes it into the forward line. Nice ball in front of Stephen Tobin, who's lived in front of his man today, and now he's going to strike it over his right shoulder. Stephen Tobin has got 3 so far today. The teenager on his first start for the Tipperary senior team is on form. 22 seconds into the second half, back to a 7-point game, 117 to 110, and a good introduction to the game as well by big Gearóid O'Connor. Puck out goes long into the breeze now from Billy Nolan. It hangs up in the sky over the head of Brian O'Mara. It's stuck on the ground in the middle of the field. Oisin O'Donoghue trying to get it off the surface. There's a lot of players in there. Ruben Halloran has come off worse for wear there, and he just collided heavily as he was running for that ball with Brian O'Mara. So referee Thomas Gleeson has stopped the game here. But it was just an awkward collision by the players. Brian O'Mara and Sean Mackey were ready for the referee to throw the ball in, and he's just said, hold on a minute, lads, we'll let this lad get a bit of medical treatment. And Ruben Halloran is back up onto his feet, and looks like he is going to be okay to continue. So referee Thomas Gleeson is going to throw the ball in right in the middle of the field, closer to this near side, and it's been thrown in, and it's just a battle for possession there now between 7 or 8 players trying to get it off the surface, and it's a difficult thing to do, but Jake Morris has done it. Gets it back to Conor Stakelum. He pops a hand pass behind Gearóid O'Connor though, and it's taken by Jamie Barron. He loses his footing and manages to get a pass back to Aaron O'Neill, who had to touch it very well, one hand on his hurley. He slips as he's striking it, goes straight to John McGrath. He plays it back to Conor Stakelum. Conor Stakelum off the back foot from out the field, and Conor Stakelum splits the post. 2 quick fire points for Tipperary to start the second half, and it is 117 to 111. Great work in the middle of the field there by Tipperary.
Yeah, and Conor Stakelum needed that. He's that loggerheads with his game there. A great score from Conor off that 1 foot.
Lovely puck out from Billy Nolan. The Waterford goalkeeper finds Desi Hutchinson in the middle of the field. Desi now is forced to work back towards his own goals and then plays it forward towards Ruben Halloran. He's going to try to take on Owen Connolly, and now it's a dangerous looking ball sent into the full forward line to Jack Prendergast. Jack has it here now. Jack is going to strike it off his left, and Jack Prendergast has hit that wide. He's was out in front of his man on the edge of the D central position, and he just hit that ball wide, but such are the conditions. Ball isn't coming crisply off the hurleys, especially when you're playing against the wind. That puck out was looking for Jake Morris, but it was coming at pace, and it comes off his hand, and now it's in possession of Sean Mackey over there. He sends a nice ball into the full forward line towards Sean Walsh. He's looking to take on Ronan Maher now. He's still going, Sean Walsh, and he just ran out of room and ran down a cul-de-sac and straight in towards Robert Doyle. Let's hear some very excited Waterford fans down below us here now as Jamie Barron has it, and Sean Walsh has won it back, gives it back to Calum Lyons. Calum Lyons now has just snuck that to the left and wide, so it's 2 poor wides in a row for Waterford. But that will tell you, folks, the conditions here, the wind is even picking up and almost changing direction. I can certainly feel it in here in the press box. Couldn't feel it in the first half, but big puck out goes long now from Reece Shelley. Looking into the full forward line. John McGrath's lurking in behind. He's kicking it towards the goals. He flicks it past the goalkeeper, but Billy Nolan gets a touch on it, out for 65. He's just so threatening, John McGrath. Long ball down. It broke in behind everyone. Of course, he was was in behind his man, and he wasn't going to be able to get it off the surface, so he kicked it forward, and then flicked it towards the goals. But Billy Nolan is a very, very good goalkeeper, positioned himself well, and knocked it out for a 65. So 117 to 111. We're 3.5 minutes into the second half, and it's Owen Connolly standing over this 65 central position with the wind at his back. So here goes the Cashel King Cormac's man, a low trajectory on this one, and he absolutely lasers that between the posts. So good start to the second half, Ken, for Tipperary, 3 in a row, and it's back to a 5-point game.
That's exactly what we wanted, you know.
So Tipperary have pushed up on this puck out now. They're going to force Billy Nolan to go long. He's surveying his options, and he is going to go long. It's going to hang up in the sky and land around the 65, and it's a brilliant take by Caleb Lyons. He spins and is looking for a free, but gets a hand pass away, and now the ball is pulled on the ground straight towards Brian O'Mara. Brian O'Mara gets it now and looking to the far corner position in over the head of Stephen Tobin. A nice soccer touch by Jason Ford to get it back to Stephen Tobin. A difficult angle for the young man. He's got 4. The teenager from Carrick Swan, Carrick on Shore, man, just over the border, has got 4 points from play. And Tipperary back to a 4-point deficit now. 117 for Waterford, 113 for Tipperary. He's a touch of class about him, Ken.
Oh, great player for such a young age.
And listen to the Tipperary supporters now as Brian O'Mara fields this puck out really well. Looking to get a hand pass away. He's been pulled back and he has won a free. Caleb Lyons can't really complain about that. And Sean Mackey and Brian O'Mara doing a bit of pushing and shoving. But a free to come now for Tipperary, and Owen Connolly will have another crack at this central position. And Andrew Ormond is debating a couple of yards with the linesman, but
makes no difference to Owen. He'll get the distance anyway, but the accuracy,
yeah. So here's Owen Connolly now, just about 5 yards inside his own 65, and maybe about 10-15 yards in from the sideline. He's directly straight out from us, chest facing us as he looks straight down at the ball as he's standing over it. Now he looks towards the ball, towards the end of the hurley and towards the posts. He lifts it, he strikes it. That is going to be wide, or might curl in. No, it has stuck to the left and wide from Owen Connolly. 7 wides for Tipperary today, but they have 113 to 117. They've started the second half with 4 points in a row. Puck out goes short now to the right corner back position. I have to stick my head out the press box to see it as it's gone long now. Caleb Lyons knocks it to the ground, trying to get it off the surface. Connor Stakem is in, but it's Andrew Ormond to win it off the surface. He's going to shoot from the sideline. If it holds its line, it's curling. Oh, it just curled too much. It was a brilliant piece of play by Andrew Ormond to win that ball off the surface, but it just didn't start that ball out left enough, and the wind blew it to the right and wide. So we'll just stay with one last play here before we head back to Aughrim to see what the latest is between Tipperary and Wicklow. Billy Nolan goes short with this puck out to Ty de Bourke on the far sideline. He flicks it infield towards Jamie Barron. Jamie Barron now central position on his own 65, takes the maximum amount of steps trying to get around Brian O'Mara, and Brian O'Mara flicks the ball away from him, and Barron does well to just flick it back towards Paddy Levy, and he, like he always does, flicks it out underhand towards a Waterford player. It's Aaron O'Neill over there. He's hooked brilliantly from behind by none other than Stephen Tobin. The ball is stuck on the ground now. Callum Lyons has continued his run, and he's been chopped down over there, and he's won himself a free in, which will test Ruben Halloran out on the sideline between the 21 and 45. But Stephen Tobin, Ken, we've seen him with Carrick Swan, we've seen him with Tipperary minor teams. We actually haven't seen him with the Tipperary under-20s because he's yet to make his under-20 debut, and he's playing senior here, but we've seen that work rate and that bit of class as well. But he's doing it both sides. Just he was the man who got the hook there, but one of his teammates with a chop on that far side of the field.
Yeah, Craig with a chop, and no need for that Waterford will find it difficult to score from clay, judging by the breeze, but free taking again, these guys from 50 yards usually score them.
So here's Ruben Halloran, throws the ball up quite high, but he has swung that ball over the bar, his 4th point of the game. So with 42.5 minutes gone, it's 118 to 113. Waterford lead by 5. Let's head back up to Paul Jenkins and Anthony Shelly in Aughrim.
Thanks, Paul. And there's 7.5 gone in the second half here. It's Wicklow 2-15. It's Tipperary 5 points. One slight positive, I suppose, from a Tipperary point of view. We have got our first 2-pointer of the game. That came from Shawnee O'Connor. Things are maybe looking slightly better in some ways, but Wicklow are just so good. Their kick-outs are able to find a man every time, just like watch that. Tipperary have actually won a reward. Now Tipperary are on the attack. That was Stephen O'Brien. Stephen O'Brien plays it on. We're up to the 45. Back to Stephen again, up to the edge of the 2-point there. Hand pass back to J.S. Morris. Back as far as O'Brien again. He's just dropped the ball inside the old arc, and it looks like Wicklow are going to come away again. We also had a bit of an incident a few minutes ago where the captain for Wicklow came in on top of Mark Stokes with a late shoulder, a body check if you will. A black card is what should have been given under the rules of the game. It's a yellow card was given in the end, so they're still up to 15. It's still 15 on 15. It's Wicklow 2-15. It's Tipperary 5 points. Anthony, second half, how do you think it's going so far?
Yeah, a little bit more positive, more aggressive. You know, it's not we're not going frantically at it, but we are definitely a little bit more positive in our attack and play in the second half. We're 2 points to nothing up with what's gone 8 minutes gone, and have had a few chances. What we have done, and we haven't taken advantage of yet, is that once or twice there's been a mismatch inside in front of the goal between Stephen O'Brien and the full back. Stephen has 3 or 4 inches on him, and I'd like to see us maybe take a chance and hit the odd agricultural one in on top of him and see what happens. But there's a definite mismatch there if we can use it, which may lead to a goal chance for us at some stage.
Wicklow on the attack there, just walked it in around. Tipperary defence in fairness stood up really well there and forced the Wicklow captain there, Dean Healy, to taking too many steps, and Tipperary have turned over. They're taking this free quickly. This one is down as far as Keane Smith. Keane Smith crosses to 65, the attacking 65, taking a couple of toe to hands. Now he's forced to go backwards. He needs some support, gets the support there from Shawnee O'Connor. Shawnee O'Connor is forced to go back the field. He has a couple of options there. One of them is Paddy Feehan, the team captain. Now Paddy is going strong. He's heading for the 45. Not at any great pace though. Charlie King is out to his left. Charlie has it now. He's probably about 50 odd metres from the attacking goal. He plays on, keeps his run going, gives it into Dahi Hogan. In fairness to Dahi, only knows one way to go, and that's forward. Gives it back to Charlie King. Charlie's about 8 or 9 yards from the sideline, loses his footing, goes back outside to Dahi Hogan now. Dahi on the 14. Dahi drops his shoulder back to Charlie King. Charlie King cuts inside now. Charlie's up to the edge of the square. Get back to Dahi Hogan. Dahi on the left. Dahi, has he managed to curl that in? Yes, he has. A really knows out for a 45. It took a touch. They worked really hard for that one, but they have got a 45 with some kind of reward.
Yeah, to be fair, from our angle, Paul, it did look over, but it obviously got a touch from the defender blocking, diving in to try block him down, and then obviously got, I'd say it was only the fingertip to it, but I actually thought it was over, but much better. We've been saying it since the start of the game. Every time Hogan gets to the ball, you get on the edge of your seat, don't you? He's trying to make things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we have a 45. Stephen O'Brien is going to take us. The rain has come here to Aughrim as we expected. It is helping Tipperary if there's such a thing. It is at Tipperary's back. So now is there a chance for Stephen O'Brien, a fairly central position. He scored 6 points the last day out against Leitrim. He's yet to score today. He's eyeing this one up with the right boot. He's going to go on Mo Deerock, it looks like. He goes to the right boot, strikes that one in, gets nicely underneath and straight over the bar. No problem with Stephen whatsoever.
Yeah, an absolute beautiful strike from Stephen. You know, we said in the first half, probably showed how strong the wind was. He hit it, a very similar one in the first half. It didn't even reach the 6 yard box. That one just hit straight into the net at the back. A lovely strike.
And there's a couple of changes happening for Tipperary now actually. Just seen Joe Higgins has gone off. I think Mark Russell is the one who's come onto the field. There's definitely been 2 changes. One of them is Mark Russell. We know all about Mark Russell. We know all about his capabilities, and he has a 2-pointer in the locker.
And it looks like those orange boots look like they belong to Paddy Creedon, is it? Paddy Creedon and Mark Russell have come on, and I see Owen Craddock has gone off, and I didn't catch who else is off. But we've turned over a kick out much better from Tip.
We'll stay with one more piece of play as Tipperary look to be on the attack at the moment. This one is calling kindly to Mark Stokes. Mark Stokes is being pushed back by 2 players, but he's managed to lose the 2. Now he's able to go, plays it down to the far side of the field. And Tipperary are looking a bit dangerous now as they work it over. That was Russell. It wasn't either way. Tipperary on the attack around the 45, coming back outside to James Morris. Tipperary 2-15 to 6 points down, 12 minutes into the second half. Working it over. Shawnee O'Connor has it now, crossing the 45, shooting from the edge of the 2-point arc.
Might work out.
It might fall inside. Mark Jackson is out in the Wicklow goal. He is eventually fouled. James Morris, who has moved up from number 6 and seems to be playing a bit closer to goal at the moment, he fouled Mark Jackson, says the match referee, and we are going to have a free out. So with 12 and a half minutes gone here in the second half, it's Wicklow 2-15, it's Tipperary 6 points, and we'll head back to Waterford to call.
Here in Walsh Park, it's Waterford 118, it is Tipperary 116. And was that a substitution, Ken, with Craig Morgan?
Darius Stakem.
Darius Stakem is on for Craig Morgan. There's a bit of scrapping going on. That's why the play has been stopped here. There's off-the-ball stuff. We saw a yellow card given to Robert Doyle, a yellow card given to Desi Hutchinson. There was a lot of off-the-ball stuff. The next ball that came, Oisin O'Donoghue caught it over the head of Callum Lyons, won a brilliant free, and that really raised the temperature here. And Tipperary have got a few nice scores, a few half-goal chances. Stephen Tobin had a nice ball across the edge of the square, and it was towards Jason Ford. It just didn't work out for the goalkeeper. Craig Morgan was there as well, and eventually it broke, and it was put over the bar from close range by John, well, not from close range, actually out on the sideline by John McGrath, and Jake Morris got a point as well in the last few minutes, and it is 118 to 116. It's Desi Hutchinson, the man down, and
he has been booked already, as you know.
So something happened off the ball there. The referee is in having a word with his umpires, and it is a 2-point lead for Tipperary, but interesting to see what comes of this. Desi Hutchinson was down, then something happened and players ran in, and then Robert Doyle was on the ground, and all of this was happening while I believe it was a puck out for Waterford. So Thomas Gleeson, referee's having a good chat with his umpires in there down to our left hand side as the sun has come out here in Waterford.
We don't need this break of momentum, like we're only 2 down. We need to stay hurling, stay going.
Thomas Gleeson, of course, refereed the 2024 All-Ireland minor final, where Tipperary ended up with 13 men after about 20 minutes. And he's coming back out the field here now. Desi Hutchinson still down on the ground receiving some medical attention, but he's sitting up. It looks like he's going to be okay to continue, I would imagine. And referee is coming out now, and let's see who he calls over or what's happened. It is Owen Connolly he's talking to at the minute.
No one has the white helmet on now.
And he's calling over Ruben Halloran from Waterford as well. So they're all getting the talking to here now. And let's see what the referee shows. It's going to be 2 yellow cards, so one for Ruben Halloran and one for Owen Connolly. He's been a busy man, Thomas Gleeson, and we're certainly going to have a good bit of additional time, you would imagine, here.
Yes,
Desi Hutchinson is back up onto his feet, and referee having a quick word with him. And Callum Lyons over offering a bit of unwarranted or unwanted advice to Thomas Gleeson. I think that is that. So we're going to have play resume here now with a Waterford puck out. So 50 minutes gone, 118 for Waterford, 116 for Tipperary. Sorry, I stood on my microphone cable once more here in this tight commentary box. Puck out goes long. It's blue skies here now in Waterford. It's Oisin O'Donoghue and Callum Lyons battling for possession. It's Callum Lyons who has it. Does really well to get out of a couple of tackles. Gets it off to Jamie Barron. Jamie Barron does really well to open it up for Dara Lyons. Dara Lyons is up to the 21. It's flicked off his hurley, but it's kicked in towards Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh cuts one way, cuts the other, and he hits it over the bar. 1-2 now, or 1-1 for Sean Walsh today, and that's a good score for the big full forward. And puck out's come now by Reece Shelly. So it's now turned into a lovely day. It's still breezy enough, and it's Tipperary with the breeze, and it's 119 to 116. So puck out goes short out to Robert Doyle in the left corner back position. He's going to hit that ball high into the far corner forward position where John McGrath is out in front of Mark Fitzgerald, and he's fouled again by Mark Fitzgerald. He's just so clever, Ken, using his body. Once he gets out in front of you, it's too late because you're not going to be able to get back around him.
Yeah, and you could see the trip coming, because he had the right side of the player. But Sean Walsh, he's very weak on his left, but he's been allowed to turn on to his right, and that's very dangerous for us, as you know.
So Jason Ford makes no mistake from close range, his 5th point of the game, as Tipperary now back to a 2-point deficit, 119 to 117, 51 and a half minutes gone. Your coverage here on Tipp FM, and thanks to Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors in Cahir. Puck out hangs in the sky in the middle of the field invitingly, but it's caught there by Ruben Halloran. Gets it away now as far as Jamie Barron. He's blocked down, but it might fall favourably towards Desi Hutchinson, but Michael Breen is there first, and the deflection has gone as far as a Waterford man, Sean Mackey. He manages to get it away. A very loose pull there by Callum Lyons. This game is descending into a chaotic nature now in the middle of the field as the ball is still broken down there now. It's deflecting around off the edge of players' feet, and it's Dara Stakelum to win it. Pops it off to Andy Ormond, and it's a late little flick on Dara Stakelum, and the Waterford crowd not happy here, but it seemed to be one that none of the players are really disputing out there. So
yeah, Desi's slapping there the whole time. He's on a yellow, and that's what the two players are pointing out to the mentors, and to the officials.
Yeah, so he's kind of that kind of character, a brilliant hurler, Desi Hutchinson, who has 5 points from play, but he just needs to be a little bit careful there, as it's going to be a free now for Owen Connolly. And by I mean he's a bit of that character. He just has that maverick nature to him. So here's Owen Connolly now striking this from his own 45. That looks like it's leaking to the left and wide, and that is 9 wides on the day for Tipperary, 5 for Waterford, and it's still a 2-point lead. 53 minutes gone here as we look down to our right hand side. Billy Nolan now surveying his options up the field, and he's going to launch it long, looking for again Callum Lyons. Everything's been going to him, and it comes off the hand of Owen Connolly as himself and his cousin Oisin O'Donoghue battle for the ball on the ground. It's broken off though to Waterford man. It's Shane Bennett, and it's Conor Stakelin who takes it, rides a good shoulder, gets the ball away. That looked like he might have thrown that, but he gets it away to Jake Morris, who just lumps it up the field to get it away from all the danger. Breaks off Stephen Tobin, who does really well, and Tobin, it's a late hit I think on Gerard O'Connor or something. The referee has called the decision, and Tipperary almost had gotten away from the defenders and could have been in. The Waterford supporters think they're been unfairly treated by the referee, judging by their reaction to being awarded that free, but out comes Billy Nolan, and if there's any man that can slap a ball over the bar against the wind, it's probably him, but he's a long ways from goals on his own 45 against the breeze. He'll surely look short. He is going to look to place one into the full forward line for the run of Jack Prendergast. Gets a touch, but it's Michael Breen who just flicks it away from him out over the sideline. It's going to be a line ball in for Waterford, and it is Callum Lyons who has it placed down, but he's going to leave it off to Jamie Barron. Jamie Barron received some high praise from John Milan in recent weeks, saying he's maybe one of the best, if not the best hurler that Waterford has produced, and he's certainly a fine player, and he plays it short now, and it's stuck on the ground now as Robert Doyle and a couple of comrades trying to get the ball off the surface, and it is Owen Connolly who gets it, and Owen Connolly hits it out into the stand, a souvenir for a fan. It must be a Waterford fan, because he threw the ball straight back to a Waterford man looking to get it underway quickly. And it's just kind of lost its flow, Ken, since Desi Hutchinson was down there that time. The kind of momentum that Tipperary had in the first 10 minutes of the second half has kind of been quenched a bit.
Getting ready to come in.
And he'll surely get a huge ovation, you'd imagine, when he appears. But here is Darragh Lyons taking it short, and gets it back now, and he trying to open himself up to get a shot away, gets it off to Callum Lyons, and Callum Lyons, it's a bad wide. It's one he'd be expecting to score. It's one everyone here was expecting to score. But now we're a substitution here. Off goes number 5, Sean Mackey, and on comes number 26, Michael Kiley. And you can hear the ovation, Ken. Obviously a very difficult week put down for Michael Kiley. So we send on all our sympathies to his family, and he's gone into that centre forward position. Puck out goes long now, looking for Darragh Stakelin. He gets it now. Running off his shoulder is John McGrath. John now going to strike over his shoulder, looking for the post. John McGrath, the hurler of the year, has got another one. 1-3 for him today, and that's a big score for Tipperary. The deficit is just 1 point now, 119 to 118. 56 minutes gone. Let's quickly fly back up to Aughrim to get the latest between Tipperary and Wicklow.
Just coming up on 21 minutes gone here in the second half, and it's Wicklow 2-16, Tipperary 7 points. In fairness, there hasn't been a huge amount to even talk about in the last 10 minutes or so. Tipperary have been going over and back across the field. Tipperary and Wicklow have been doing more or less the same thing. So as I said, the score 2-16 to 7 points. Anthony, talk to us about the last few minutes. I suppose we've last had a chat on here.
Yeah. You summed it up there. There's nothing. We are getting our hands on more ball and moving up, but it's the same stuff in the first half. Now we seem to be too interested in trying to work the 2-pointer, and Wicklow have pushed out around the edge of the arc and are not letting us get the shots off for the 2 points. But that big ball into the edge of the square is on every single time, and we haven't done it yet. And sometimes we have 2 big men inside. I'd just like to see us to get one in, because the over back across the arc is not working for us.
Yeah, there was one interesting change there. Dahi Hogan was one of the men to come off there for Paddy Cregan, and Dahi Hogan had probably been one of Tipperary's leading lights. He'd been the one getting on the ball, trying to go forward. The tactic must have been, we'll put a few big men in around the house, but as Anthony said there, we're not dropping the ball into him. At the moment, Wicklow come on the attack again. They've worked up to the attacking half of the field. It's that man again, Quinn. Quinn scored a hatful in that first half. He has the board inside. Fogarty has it for Wicklow. They're inside the 14. They're up to the goalie. Can they get another goal here? It's a one-on-one job. They would have given very well in there. Shane Garrett came out, made himself big, and he forced Christopher O'Brien to just punch it over the bar. It's a one-on-one situation. Could have easily been a goal. We're very happy enough to just concede the points in the end.
Yeah. It looked for a second like the goal chance was on. I thought he was actually going to step around Shane Garland. In fairness, he stayed on his feet and forced the Wicklow player to tap it over the bar with his fist.
Yes, now Wicklow 2-17, Tipperary 7 points, and just a kick out coming here from Shane Garland. We might get one more run and play here. This is a decent kick out. He's gone over to the far side of the field. A couple of big men over there. Can a tip man win it? He can't on this occasion. It looks like Fogarty again has it for Wicklow, but he's lost now. Tip have it back. They're playing heads up football at the moment. That's James Morris, who's played in the full forward position and in the number 6 position. The one he's in right now. Back to Paddy Field now. Body on the back 65. He goes across the field. Tipperary have a couple of players to his is left that he can use. They're calling for it. One of them is Charlie King, who had a goal chance in that first half. Unfortunately, didn't find a net. Now he's working on it. Tipperary have worked up as far as the forward facing 45. They're on the attack at 45. Shawnee O'Connor gets it now. Shawnee goes past 2 men up to the edge of the arc. Oh, he's attacked by 3 players and he loses the ball. Wicklow have turned it over. The Tip men come in around it. They have won it back. Now Tip might be able to work something from this. Oh, McFadden got the ball there. I don't think he was expecting it on the edge of the 2-point arc. He manages to do well, holds off a couple of players there, and Tip still have it on the 45 now to go across the field. They're trying to find a little chink in that Wicklow defence, and they're able to go forward here. This is Paddy Creedon up to the edge of the arc, goes past the 2-point arc, still going strong. Tip needs to get something from this. Here goes Creedon up to the edge of the 20-metre line, takes that shot on, and he has to put that ball over the bar, and that is a little bit better. Now look at that score rate. It's Tipperary 8 points, it's Wicklow 2-17, 23 minutes gone in the second half.
Much better from Tip, and really good play from Paddy Creedon. That's what we've been asking Tip lads to do all day, try break the tackle and see if it opens up. That's exactly what Paddy did, and it opened up for him. Took on the shot and maybe could have even went a step or two further to see what was open, what would open up, but he probably at the end of the day probably did the right thing and took his point.
So just over 10 minutes left here. Tipperary still have an awful lot to do at the moment. It's Wicklow 2-17, Tipperary 8 points. We'll hand back over to Waterford. Back over to you, Paul.
Well, of course, when we handed over, you knew what would probably happen at some stage today. We'd miss a big moment. Well, Tipperary have scored a goal. Garrod O'Connor got onto the end of a brilliant run from Jake Morris and put it into the back of the net, low past the goalkeeper. We're currently level here. 1:21 for Waterford, 2:18 for Tipperary. 59 minutes, 50 seconds gone. Waterford are on the attack in the centre forward position. Ruben Halloran has run out of room. He's forced to go backwards. Gets a hand pass away now as far as number 4. That is Ian Kenny. He plays a nice ball down the line towards Michael Kiley now, who's on the run. He's barreling down towards the goals, and he's hooked from behind brilliantly from who was that, Brian O'Mara, who tracked all the way back to get a hook in there, and Tipperary have won a free out. Brilliant defending from Brian O'Mara, and he's always in the game because of his or I'm not sure, was it Brian or was it I think that might have been Owen Connolly actually who got that,
with the white helmet.
So brilliant play from the Cashel Kincormac's man. Ball goes long, looking for Jake Morris now. Jake has been tripped from behind and he's won a free in. Tip they're still not flowing at 100%, Ken, but they're really trying out there, and they're level at the minute and have the chance to go into the lead now. Difficult free coming for Jason Ford.
Yeah, Andrew Ormond, has made a difference. Garrod O'Connor, excellent goal, but also just contributing in open play, and above all, of course, Stephen Tobin and John McGrath, absolutely outstanding. So they're keeping Tip in the hunt. This is still going to be hard in with 10 minutes to go, at least 10 minutes. There was a brief discussion. Break up there.
Brilliant free by Jason Ford out on the sideline, halfway between the 45 and 65, and he's put Tipperary into the lead. 2-19, that's 25 points to Waterford's 121, that's 24 points. Tipperary are readying Darragh McCarthy to enter the fray. Puck out goes long, it's caught there by Michael Kiley. His hand pass goes back towards Shane Bennett, who's blocked down by a combination of the two Stakelin brothers, Darragh and Connor, and it's going to be a line ball in for Waterford halfway between the two 65s. And Darragh McCarthy now down on the sideline having a chat with his Tumivara clubman Michael Beavens, and Liam Cowell comes over to offer some advice, but it is Shane Bennett taking this line ball only about 2 metres away from them, and he's going to take it quickly and poke it back the field towards Tig de Borca. Plays it back now, and it's going to be a shot from the sideline by Shane Bennett, and it's just an awkward strike that goes in around the full back line, and it's Owen Connolly who takes it and does absolutely brilliantly with one hand on his hurley to flick it out as far as Robert Doyle. He gives it to Ronan Maher. He goes long now looking for John McGrath. Comes off his hands, but he uses his body well to win it out by the sideline. Hand pass goes infield now towards Jake Morris. Jake now gives one more to Darragh Stakelin. Stakelin tries to float it over the bar. Is it going to come in? It is just to the left and wide. He tried to hit it over the hurley of the oncoming defender, and he's just hit it to the left and wide. Tip remain in the lead by 1, but that was a chance gone a begging, Ken.
Yeah, big time, and a good puck out for Billy Nolan.
Yeah, he's finding pockets of space in the middle of the field, and he's finding Waterford jerseys. This is Jack Prendergast. He tries to take on a couple of players, and now he's trying to get the ball off the surface, and he's lost possession, but Waterford working hard, as are Tipperary, but it's Waterford who win this ball. Ruben Halloran plays it back towards Tig de Borca. He's going to try and float one into the full forward line, and it's a lovely ball into a bit of green grass in front of their goal scorer Sean Walsh. He's out in front of Ronan Maher. He's in behind Ronan Maher. He's one-on-one with Rhys Shelly. Oh, it's brilliant defending again by Tipperary to come in and close the angle, and I think that time it was Brian O'Mara to come in and get a block, and now the ball is down the other end of the field, but the Waterford full-back has it. That's Mark Fitzgerald. Plays a lovely out ball to Shane Bennett. He's told to leave it by Jack Prendergast. Prendergast now floats it down the line. It's a foot race between Michael Breen and Shane Bennett, and it's a silly foul by Michael Breen. You could tell Shane Bennett was just waiting for him to come in behind him, and it's going to be a chance for Ruben Halloran to level the game. And we see Darren McCarthy ready to come on now. But this is a big finale, Ken. Waterford have to win to secure their Division 1A status. A win for Tipperary would secure their Division 1A status. This is Waterford's last game in the league, though, this year. Tipperary have Kilkenny in Semple Stadium next Saturday evening. But this is a big finale now to this game. Darren McCarthy's been warming up for quite a while with 63 and a half minutes gone.
A couple of tremendous hooks, you know, and as we said, limits Waterford from play, but giving away frees, one on the far side from Craig, one this side from Mikey Breen, giving them the opportunity to put the ball between the post from dead balls.
We're going to have a good view from this one. It's just inside the 45, just in from the sideline, and Ruben Halloran has split the post really well. That's his 7th point of the day. And now we see Darren McCarthy being introduced for Jason Ford, and Jason Ford certainly done his bit as well, Ken, with 6 points to his name.
Yeah, and Garrett coming in with his spring in his step as well.
So off goes Jason, on comes Darren. 64 minutes 18 seconds gone. It's level. 122 for Waterford, 219 for Tipperary. Puck out goes long, but it's straight towards Waterford man, but his touch is poor. That was Aaron O'Neill.
Just when Jason Ford goes off, we get a very scoreable line ball. If you can score line ball, scoreable, but Jason Ford loves those ones, as you well know.
Yeah, you'd nearly be bringing him back on to hit it. I think it's Jake going to have a go at it though, and Jake might look to go short as well if there's anything on. And he is going to go across the field now, across the 45, and it's a brilliant ball to Andrew Orman now. Andrew looking to take on Paddy Levy, cuts in one way, gets a hand pass off to Oisín O'Donoghue. Oisín off the back foot, trying to curl it in. Yes. Oisín O'Donoghue has done it. A brilliant score by the Cashel King Cormac's clubman, his first of the day. He's been operating as a wing back, but he's got a brilliant score here. Billy Nolan takes that puck out way too quickly, and it is going to be a substitution, I think, coming for Waterford. So it looks like it is number 20, Brian Lynch, being prepared to come on, and he is coming on for Shane Bennett, who got 4 points from playing that first half, and won that last free that Ruben Halloran put over. So he's put in a good shift, Shane Bennett.
Yeah, we'll have to watch Shane in Championship, because he's capable of scoring those again down here in a few months' time, Paul.
So 122 for Waterford, 220 for Tipperary, 65 and a half minutes gone. We'll stay with this play as Stephen Tobin has intercepted the puck out now on the 65 off his left. Stephen Tobin's going for another one. It's going to land dangerously around the crossbar. Great take by the goalkeeper Billy Nolan, and a brilliant out ball too to Calum Lyons. Calum now, central position on his own 45, coming in the field, loses his footing, but gets a good pass away to Paddy Levy. Levy now launches a high one into the full forward line, and brilliant defending there by Ronan Maher, just to use his body well to flick the ball away, but only as far as Michael Kiley. Michael Kiley's out in the 21, out near the sideline, plays a dangerous crossfield ball, and it's just going to outrun the full forward, and Rhys Shelly does really well to hold his man up, and Robert Doyle comes out, gets a good out ball away to Jake Morris. Jake now crossing the 65, now crossing the other 65, ball on his hurley, cuts in field, he's looking for a pass, puts it back down on the hurley, he can't catch it, so he flicks it off to Andrew Ormond. He throws up a lovely dummy, the JK Bracken's man off his left, looking to extend Tipperary's lead. What a score by Andrew Ormond, his second since his introduction in the first half, and Tipperary lead 221 to 122 with 65 minutes gone here. Let's get a quick 60-second update from what's going on in Aughrim with Paul Shelly and Paul Jenkins and Anthony Shelly.
Thanks, Paul. It's still Wicklow 218. It's Tipperary 11 points. We just had a stop in play. Tipperary were trying to play out across their own goals. Manus McFadden got the ball, didn't really realise where he was, and he ran into the post and did himself a serious enough injury now, and he's been gingerly taken off the field. So I'm going to not stay too long. I won't even go to you, Anthony. There isn't a huge amount of update. There sounds like there's a hell of a lot more going on down in Walsh Park. But just to give you an update, it's 32 minutes and 30 seconds or so gone in the second half of this one. It's Wicklow 218. It's Tipperary 11 points.
Good stuff from Paul Jenkins there and Anthony Shelly in Aughrim. Here we have to miss the score, but Darren McCarthy's on the attack for Tipperary inside the 14. He's running down the end line, gets a brilliant away ball to John McGrath, and John McGrath puts it over the bar. Tipper starting to motor now. 1-4 for the hurler of the year, assisted by the young hurler of the year. 122 for Waterford, 222 for Tipperary. 68 minutes gone. Puck out to come from Billy Nolan. He's going along to Calum Lyons, who's been the target of many a puck out, but Oisín O'Donoghue has done well. Breaks in behind towards Michael Kiley. He's done well. He's held up. He's taken a lot of steps. He's run out of room, and it's going to be a sideline for Tipperary. and brilliant work there again by Connor Stakelum and Jake Morris. Ken, Connor Stakelum was one of those players when it's nearly only when you look back on the game you realise how much he's involved in.
Absolutely brilliant, you know, and Owen Connolly here, dead ball expert as well. Mikey Breen going back, you know, Desi Hutchinson still in there, Sean Walsh, you know, very dangerous goal scorers. So if that famous 4-point insurance is important, Paul.
And Tip currently lead by 3, 222 to 122. And Owen Connolly takes the line ball but doesn't hit the ball, but hits it straight into the hands of Brian O'Mara, who wasn't expecting it. Brian O'Mara, can he get one? He can't. It's to the right and wide. That ball came at him at about 100 mile an hour, and Brian O'Mara caught it. Shawnee Kennelly preparing himself to come on. He was a hero here 2 years ago in the Munster Championship, scoring a goal late on to rescue a draw for Tipperary. Free to Waterford, giving off the puck out in the middle of the field. Ruben O'Halloran will take this. No, Jamie Barron is going to take it quickly and send it in towards Sean Walsh in that full forward line. It's out in front from him. He's trying to get in behind Ronan Maher. He's going to strike it off his left this time. And Ken, you scouted him well. You told me he's a poor left side, and that was an inaccurate strike off his left.
Yeah, just very important to keep him on his left. He's a very good player.
But I'm trying to see. It looks like it has maybe deflected off a hurley of a Tipperary player. So yeah, it is going to be 65, so we apologise to Sean Walsh there. It's deflected off a hurley, and it's going to be a 65 coming for Waterford. So 2:22 for Tip, 1:22 for Waterford, 69 and a half minutes gone. So 30 seconds plus additional time to go. Ruben Halloran standing over this central position on the 65, standing directly behind the ball, lifts it, strikes it. Rhys Shelley's having a good look at it, and it's gone over the bar. That's 8 points on the day for Ruben Halloran. He's had a productive day, has the De La Salle club man. So a 2-point game now as Tipperary prepare for this puck out from Rhys Shelley. All eyes on the fourth official to see what the additional time is going to be. Puck out comes long by Rhys Shelley onto the full forward line looking for Darragh McCarthy. It comes off a Waterford hurley. Darragh McCarthy throws himself in there to try and win the ball back. It breaks off Gerard O'Connor. It's still there now for Waterford, but who's in there to intercept? It's Connor Stakelum, and the ball is knocked around off the ground. It's touched on the ground by a Waterford defender.
Very important free ball at this juncture, 17 minutes past.
You have to commend the work rate of the Tipperary players.
Should be a lot of time added on. The fourth official, should be big time added on.
Desi Hutchinson was down for quite a while, and there was pushing and shoving and messing going on at different times that stopped the play. So here's Darragh McCarthy's first free, and he's central position on the 45, standing over the free now. So Shawnee Kennelly also preparing himself to come on. 70 minutes 52 seconds gone, 1:23 playing 2:22. So the Toomevara clubman lifts the ball, strikes it high, strikes it over the net, but more importantly strikes it over the bar, and that is his first since his introduction, as we see the Stephen Tobin now, Ken, being replaced by number 17 Sean Kennelly, and you can hear a big South Tip crowd surely here, big Carrick and Shore crowd here, and they've seen a brilliant performance from a teenager. 4 minutes to come as Liam Cal goes over to greet Stephen Tobin as he comes on, or as he comes off the field. Tipperary have worked hard to try and win that ball, but Connor Stakelum has run through the back of Calum Lyons.
This is going in around the Sean Walsh's area now.
So 2:23 to 1:23, and Jamie Barron is going to launch this ball in towards the edge of the square. Underneath it for Tipperary is Owen Connolly. It comes off his hurley, and a Waterford man has it, and it's Desi Hutchinson bearing down on goal and pass across the goals. Oh, it's brilliant defending back there. Who was back there? Darragh Stakelum to flick it away from harm's way. Ball is launched down the field now towards Darragh McCarthy, who's manhandled on the edge of the 21, and he wins himself a free. Brilliant play. I'm not sure if anyone from Waterford can complain about that one, and although Peter Queally is going absolutely berserk on the sideline, but Darragh McCarthy using his body really well, ball coming down, and it's going to be brought into a central position because the Waterford players are not happy about it. Of course, it's a huge game for Waterford. They'll be relegated if they're beaten, and Darragh McCarthy has a chance to make it a 2-score game here, Ken, from a close range 21-yard free.
Yeah, and this is the insurance point that we're talking about all day. It was a tough struggle, but what a comeback. Whether we 8 points down at half time, Tip, as you mentioned, kept their composure, kept putting the ball over the bar. But sensational goals from John in the first half. Brilliant orchestration by Jake Morris to assist in a brilliant goal from Gerard O'Connor have made the difference.
So here's Darragh McCarthy, close range, over the bar it goes, and Tipperary now extend the lead to 4. We've 72 and a half minutes gone, 72 minutes 54 seconds gone to be exact, and it is 123 to 224. It's a 4-point lead. Again, Callum Lyons is the target of a puck out. It breaks off him, and Dara Stakelum is on it for Tipperary, trying to get his hands free. Hand pass goes back to the brother Connor. Connor's going to burst through a couple of tackles. He's got his arm held. He just has to drop the ball to the ground. The ball has been won there by Callum Lyons. His hand pass goes off. It's knocked to the ground, though. There's a lot of bodies in around the middle of the field. It's going to be hard to win clean possession here, but it does break back towards a Waterford man, and it's Mark Fitzgerald who wins a free. And Connor Stakelum must be thinking, how did I not get a free?
Get back.
So Ty DeBorca launches it long, but it hangs up in the wind, gives Robert Doyle a chance to get in behind, but it's broken towards Sean Walsh now. Sean Walsh up to the edge of the 21, and again it's Owen Connolly to get a little important flick, and Tipperary have won the ball back. John McGrath's back on his own 45. He's going to have a goal from distance, or is he going to drop it around the edge of the square? It's 6 of one, half a dozen of another. It's gone to the left and wide. So we're going to stay here till the end. It's 73 minutes 55 seconds gone now as Waterford work the short puck out and open it up now to Mark Fitzgerald between the two 65s. He's looking to try and put it over the bar if he can, and it has gone to the right and wide, and that might be that as Ken Hogan clinches his right fist beside me here. It looks like Tipperary have done enough. 74 minutes 11 seconds gone, surely to be the last play. Tipperary lead by 4. Opening the shoulders and driving it long and high is Rhys Shelly, looking for Gerard O'Connor. He knocks it down to the ground. It could break favourably in towards Jake Morris and Andy Ormond. It's still there. Connor Stakelum flicks it forward almost towards Andy Ormond, but a Waterford defender is there to clear their lines, and Mark Fitzgerald gets it, hits it out to Jamie Barron. Jamie Barron under pressure now, breaks towards Mikey Kiley. Kiley now under pressure, has to go back the field as Tipperary lead by 4 with time nearly up. Tipper down by 8 points at half time, remember, and they're on the defensive end of the field over on that far side of the field with Mikey Breen. He's got good minutes into his legs, and that is it. Tipperary have beaten Waterford and have gotten back to winning ways, 224 to 123. We're going to have full-time analysis after we head back up to Aughrim, but full-time here in Walsh Park is Tipperary 224, Waterford 123. Back up to Aughrim, and then we'll be back here with full-time analysis.
Thanks, Paul. Just you joined us. Stephen O'Brien's about to take a 45. He hits that one. It's dropped in around the house. Oh, it just got a fingertip save there by Mark Jackson to knock it over the bar. That's Stephen's second point of the day, just as the half-time whistle goes. The final score here is 3-19 to Wicklow, 14 points to Tipperary, and not the result we were expecting coming up here today.
No, unfortunately, very disappointing performance after the excitement of the performance against Leitrim the last day, where we did an awful lot of things right. Unfortunately, we weren't as good today. But you know, with a young team, it can be very, very hard to put back-to-back performances together. Like, because you know you're learning as you go. And today, you know, I don't know what. 3-19 to 14 points. To be honest, it didn't flatter Wicklow. You know, there was 1 or 2 goal chances there that they missed as well, like they had one there in the first half that should have been a goal that went over the bar, and then there at the end it was like they were being nice to us. They were straight in for another goal, and they just hand-passed it over the bar. So look, it's back to the drawing board. I think just looking at the other results, it's such a pity because all the results went in our favour today if we could have got the result. But that score difference could count against us at the end. That brings Antrim right back into it. So Antrim play London the next day. If London win, they'll go to 9 points. If Antrim win, they'll go to 8 points. 8 points is the most we can get to now. But that score difference, I think Antrim are plus 14. We're probably down to plus 2 at the moment. So even a big win against Waterford makes it promotion a real uphill battle now, even after the results going our way.
Yeah, it's a real wrong time of the season to be putting in a performance like that. They came into it in such good form, having beaten Leitrim the last day out by 13 points, but now to lose by 14 or 15 points, 3-19 to 14 points, a week away to the next game against Waterford, or the 2 weeks, and then only 29 days to the start of the Munster Championship. How is Niall Fitzgerald going to pick him up after that result?
Well, look, they are a young team, and you will have ups and downs as you go along. But today was definitely, it was just, we were back to where we were 3 or 4 years ago, where we were very hesitant. There was nobody breaking the line. We seemed nervous. You know, maybe the prospect of promotion this year, which would have been, in my view, maybe a year too soon for this crew. Maybe it weighed heavily on their shoulders, because it was a very tense, very deliberate pedestrian performance from us, whereas the last day in Clonmel it was the complete opposite. So, hopefully, we won't beat Waterford with that performance, but that has been our worst performance of the year. We've been really, really good up to this, and as I said, with the young teams, you don't want to be too harsh, but it does bring us back down to earth and know that every day you go out, you have to work at it, and it doesn't just happen. But promotion is still on, but it's a real long shot now.
Yeah, it's a very, very long shot. Just a couple of quick positives. Shawnee O'Connor did finish with 3 2-pointers. Unfortunately, it probably came a little bit too late. Stephen O'Brien finished with 2, Keane Smith finished with 2, but very, very few scores. And you look up at that, 14 points, playing 3-19.
Yeah, I think Shawnee O'Connor's tally today takes them to the top of the table in the Division 4 top scorer charts, because I think Chris Blake from Carroll, who was a couple ahead of Shawnee, only got a point last night. So I think Shawnee takes the top spot in the scoring chart. So that's one positive we'll take out of today.
Yeah, he was 131, he got 7 today, so that brings him up to 138. But yeah, we'll try and leave it on some bit of a positive on a very, very negative day, unfortunately, for Tipperary football here in Aughrim. Final score, Wicklow 3-19, Tipperary 14 points. My name is Paul Jenkins. Anthony Shelly was here with me for the afternoon. I will head back over to Walsh Park to Paul and Ken.
Yeah, huge thanks to Paul Jenkins and Anthony Shelly there in Aughrim, and of course that game was with thanks to John Kennedy Motors, your main Toyota dealers in Clonmel. Full time here in Walsh Park, 224 to 123, a 4-point win for Tipperary. And Ken, some really good performers there in that second half, but the story of the game, tipped down by 8 at half time against the strong breeze. Second half though, much better. You talked about intent at half time. They certainly showed a lot more of that in that second half.
Without a shadow of a doubt. We spoke about half time, do you get anxious or anything like that, but this team were 6 points down. Paul, in an All-Ireland final under really serious pressure.
Yeah.
And they came back, so they know how to play, take the scores. 2-24 on a cold March day. We saw torrential rain. As you mentioned, we saw all weathers, but the substitutions, Andrew Orman, Garrod O'Connor, Darren McCarthy, Darius Stakelum, what an interception from him.
Yeah.
When a goal looked on there. So those guys, again, the people that are coming in, Shawnee Kennedy came in as well, but the people that are coming in are making a huge difference. And Liam and Michael and his management team are not afraid to act when they see obvious situations where they need to inject players. So from that perspective, this is a hugely important win because it gives us a bit of breathing space. We play Kilkenny next weekend, another important game, another match for Mikey Breen, Ronan Maher and co. But above all, I suppose, Noel McGrath missed out on today, getting everybody into that championship frame, I suppose, Paul. And that second half display, absolutely outstanding. Jake Morris, he had a few frustrating rides in the first half, but he was the catalyst for the first goal for work rate, and the catalyst for the second goal with absolute brilliance, flicking the ball onto Garrod O'Connor. What a return for him, for Garrod O'Connor. We knew he had that potential. He's a Fitzgibbon star. He has a lot of hurling. He has persisted and stayed with this group, and he still has a lot to contribute, Paul.
Yeah, and someone else worth mentioning, of course, John McGrath, 1-4 on the day, was absolutely brilliant. But Stephen Tobin, making his first start for the Tipperary senior team, finishes up with 4 points. We saw him against Galway late on at the very start of the league, and he didn't really look himself. He was a lot of strapping on his knee that day, but today we saw the real Stephen Tobin. He's confident, he works like a dog, and he has that bit of class as well, and he scored 4 points from play. A brilliant performance for the youngster.
This is a huge thing for Tipperary. Now we have huge competition for places. The versatility of our team is the strength, I think, Paul. Ocean O'Donoghue playing as an unorthodox wing back.
Yeah.
Absolutely top class, scored a mighty point as well. Connor Stakelum, frustrating in the first half, things weren't working out for him, but what a second half, overturning ball all the way through. Ronan Maher had his hands full with Sean Walsh, but Sean Walsh is no mean competitor, so Ronan needed that game badly. Kilkenny will come down smarting as well, so there will be, even though it's cut and dried maybe in a sense of results happening next weekend, but it will give both teams a huge incentive to go at this, because Kilkenny are smarting, they're getting a little bit of criticism from their own people, and Tipperary, of course, still in preparation for that Munster Senior Championship match in 5 weeks' time.
Yeah, so it's all over here. Many thanks to Ken Hogan for his co-commentary here today in what is now a sunny Walsh Park. We've had every sort of weather here, but full time was 224 to 123. Victory for Tipperary. Division 1A status secured for another year, and it is Waterford and Offaly who dropped down to Division 1B. Before we end the broadcast, Ken, I'll have to say a happy Mother's Day to the mother listening back at home today, or I might be let back in the door. So happy Mother's Day to everyone back home.
The greatest people in the world, you know, and only for them we wouldn't be around, Paul.
Exactly. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And from us here in Azzurri Walsh Park, it is many thanks. It's a win for Tipperary, 224 to 123, and Tipperary back in action next Saturday night. As we said, Ronan Quirk will be looking back on all the action tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock, and that is going to be it for us here in Walsh Park. So all over, Tipperary 224, Waterford 123.
Tipp FM's live coverage of the 2026 Alliance Hurling League in association with Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors in Cahir. Drop in and see their showrooms, where an extensive selection of top quality tiles and wooden floors are available for all budgets. Casey Tiles and Wooden Floors, proud to back the Premier County on and off the fields.